on, show me his live. On, show me his live. Shh. On, show me his live. Shh. On, show me his live. There we go. Now I just gotta share out and we'll be good. On, show me his live. There we go. Now I just gotta share out and we'll be good. On, show me his live. There we go. Now I just gotta share out and we'll be good. On, show me his live. There we go. Now I just gotta share out and we'll be good. And I think we're good. All right, all right, all right. Gotta share out and we'll be good. I'll have pre-stream. I think we're good. All right, all right. Oh, bruh, how's it going? Yep, all right, got audio working. Everything's working. We're good. First, I do believe we need a pre-stream. Just wait for people to show up. So we'll play. This one.
Jasper Kitty, no. Get down.
Come on, Jasper Kitty, get down. And I'm like, DSP actually made this.
Get down.
Using magic music mixer thingy. Easily amused.
Jasper Kitty, no. Get down.
Easily amused. Love it. Crispy, how's it going?
Jasper Kitty, no. Get down.
I think that's about to end. Yes, it is. Alright, guys. Well, that'll be it for the pre-stream. Yeah, that's right. No 2-hour pre-stream. Check to make sure that's working. It does appear to be so. Make it so. Of course, don't forget to that thumbs up button. And here we go. DSP came out with a new begging video last night. Straight up, just 8.5 minutes of begging. Mind you, he got paid on Monday. It hasn't even been a week. This was made on Thursday. It hadn't even been 5 days. It hadn't even been 5 days. He came up with a brand new begging video. Guys, I need that money. I really do. Well, instead of talking about it, let's watch. It's very sad, but here we go.
Hello everyone, Phil here making a very short video, but it's a really important one, okay?
Short, but important, guys. Oh, before we start. Come on, it's not going to show it. I was showing the thumbnail preview before. Oh well. I do want to point out that Uncharted 4, and then 3, then pre-stream. Sniper 1, 2. Whoa! He got 2 videos in a row, guys! Congratulations, DSP. A long time since you've done that. And then the daily rap, and then the beg video. Why did you do a daily rap video and a beg video? Why didn't you just come out with the beg video or have this be the beg video? Like, why do you have to come out with 2 videos? And notice, one of these things is not like the other. 129 views, 87 views, 1,000 views, 229. 656. 927 is the first part of the playthrough. I wonder why everyone's clicking on the guys, give me money video. Alright, back to this video.
I've noticed in the last couple of weeks a pattern. Support has been slowing down significantly, in particular in the realm of tips. And normally on a stream, I have a tips goal of $150 that I do not expect to hit at all on any live stream. It's ridiculous. If I hit that, it's like over and above, right? But here's the deal. Last year, I lost my partnership with Twitch. And when I did that, I went from 800 to 900 subscribers that were paying every month, now down to around 300 a month on YouTube. Now,
Part of that's because of Prime memberships. You know, the free memberships that people don't have to pay for. Really easy to get people to sub to you for money when they're not actually paying anything. The other part of that was sub bombs. Without the sub bombs, he'd be at round 400. And then King Tut, Emerald 7, OIC would show up, drop 500 subs. So there's a reason, very easily explained reason, why he's gone from, you know, guys, how come I only get 300 when I used to get 900? Because 500 of those were subs by OIC, Emerald 7, King Tut, so forth. Not the people.
yes, it's true. I just got gifted memberships enabled, and they just jumped to over 500. But that's not income I get right now. That's income I'm going to get next month when I get my monthly YouTube payment. Also, things have slowed down in regards to things like super chats. For a while there, when I was playing big games, I was getting a good amount of super chats that were helping supplement my income. Those have also dried up significantly in the last couple of weeks. So it's like a double whammy. Immediate support with tips has dramatically slowed down. It's actually hard now on any given stream for me to hit the $50 glasses goal. And that's a rarity. It used to be I would hit that all the time. It was dependable income. And now it's like, wow, Phil's at the end of his stream and he hasn't hit $50 yet. Like, wow.
So that means he was used to hitting at least $50 per stream. So he's used to spending at least $100 on WWE champions hitting $100 on tip goals every day. When a night and a day stream, he was getting at least $100 a day. Although he does take days off, so let's say 25 days a week. That is $2,500 just in tips. Not counting the thousands he gets every month from the super chats and ad revenue and super thanks and now gifted memberships and a few hundred gets from Patreon. Anyways, let's continue.
People are like shocked. And it's one thing if it happens one stream, two streams, but now it's like in a week, we're lucky if we hit the hat goal of $100 twice in a week. Okay? That's not good. That's a definite downward trend that I'm noticing. All right? Now,
times are hard.
Two theories on why this is happening.
For a lot of people,
the first is
not
because
him.
right now, there's absolutely nothing going on in the realm of new releases. Nothing. We haven't had a new release in many
Stop hitting your goddamn microphone, you drunk piece of shit.
many weeks to months. Elden Ring lasted a really long time, and that was a big attraction. And now that that's done, everything I'm doing feels like filler content.
Well, then do another thing of Elden Ring.
Because I was too busy with the other high-profile new releases, and even then, I feel like that's a niche audience, just fans of wrestling. Skyrim Anniversary Edition is a great chill playthrough, but it's just that, a chill playthrough. My core audience is there for those streams, but it's not mainstream popular like a new game would be. The night streams that I'm playing, Zelda Link to the Past, you guys voted in droves to see Zelda Link to the Past. But it's not bringing in big time support. Tonight we did it. Again, $50, just enough to put on the Gunner glasses. And Uncharted 2, I've actually noticed that of all the stuff I'm kind of doing right now is actually doing better than a lot of other stuff, which I appreciate. But even then, it's not like we're consistently going crazy with support on any of these right now. And I just don't have anything else to play. Today I tried Sniper Elite 5. It's a dud. The viewing audience hated it. I hated it. The support wasn't there. It's like, damn, this is just like a triple whammy. It sucks, right? I'm trying, and
He hated Sniper Elite because it's a stealth game. And we all know he doesn't do stealth.
Actually even tried asking you guys in the past couple of weeks, what would you like to see me play? And there is no consensus at all about it. None. Zero. People are basically all want something else from what I'm playing, but there's no agreement on what it is. I want Metroid Prime 2. I want Hollow Knight. How about Devil May Cry 2? How about an RPG? How about this? How about that? With no common agreement. Okay? The good news is, coming up in June, there will be some attractive stuff that I think you guys are going to like. I'm going to be doing my next React event on June 4th. That's the John Rambo and Howard video from 7 years ago.
Which I'll be covering next.
There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in the realm of Summer Games Fest, things to talk about on stream in regards to new game playthroughs.
That's awesome, Ruthless.
We're going to have on June 10th a double new release day with Mario Strikers, as well as the new survival horror game, The Quarry, from Supermassive Games. There's new stuff at the end of June. The problem is we got to get to this stuff. It's May 26th. I'm reliant on a daily basis to bring in tips to pay for stuff. Okay? I think what's happened, this is the second half of it. It's not just that there's no new releases right now, but gifted memberships just got enabled on YouTube, and within a week I got 100 of them. So,
DSP, you just got paid on Monday. This video came out on Thursday. That means he got paid 4 days before this. 4 days before this video came out, he got paid over $4,000 from YouTube. Actually, I think Piece of Peace named it, aimed it around 5,200, but, well, though 5,200 is still over 4,000. Just, can you imagine making over $5,000 on Monday, then on Thursday, guys, I'm broke, I need you to tip me more.
People are like, oh, Phil's good now. No, gifted memberships will help this channel in the long term, but I don't get anything from that today. I don't get anything from that next week. It's going to be the end of May when I get my monthly YouTube payment that I see any benefit. Problem is,
The end of May? It is the end of May. You already got paid. You've already been paid by YouTube for the month of May. I get it, you're drunk, but still.
everything else has been lower. When tips are lower, right? When super chats have actually slowed down since the end of Elden Ring, that extra 100 members isn't going to amount to much. But I think people have gotten this weird impression that because people came in and gifted a bunch of memberships in a short period of time, that it would like, oh, feels like really good now for support. Actually, it couldn't be further from the truth. Everything else slowed down dramatically, and right now things are really financially tight for us. Okay, in fact, you know, things I don't really usually talk about that much anymore, but there's some stuff going on that's making things financially tight for us even more right now. Some unexpected things that have happened and come up. And
like Kat getting fired, or did she quit? Because if she was fired and she applied for unemployment, she probably would have gotten it. So is she currently collecting unemployment? If DSP ever gets audited, it's going to be because someone on Kiwi Farms reported him, which would be hilarious. But anyways, if Kat was fired, she's collecting unemployment. If she quit, tell your lazy-ass mom wife maid to get off her ass and get another job.
And it's like, damn, what are you going to do? You know, I don't have credit or anything anymore, all right? So here's the deal. Why am I making this video? I got to appeal to my audience and let you guys know, listen, I
What surprised me
everything
she
you
left
guys do
him.
for us. I do.
We haven't seen her in
now,
years.
It's a tough time for us. Things are very tight. Things are not going super well. Please understand how hard it is for me to make a video like this and ask you guys for anything when I know there's 1,000 assholes out there all lying, saying defamatory statements about me and everything that's not true at all. I wish I didn't.
Things are tough, guys, but they're even tougher for me because I can't buy all of the gin I want to drink. Guys, on my day off, I can only buy 2 handles of gin instead of 3. Help!
I have to talk about this stuff, but I feel like I have to because I'm a crowdfunded individual. No sponsorships, no partnerships. I don't run ads. I don't plug products on my videos or content. It's just
Whoa. You don't run ads. Bullshit. Anyways.
Truthful, honest gameplay and podcast style content for you guys, and you guys
podcast.
All right? Right
Not
now, I need
podcast.
more help. I mean, right now, I need to be hitting some tip skulls. Not, oh, it's another stream where Phil barely hit his first goal, and it's the 7th stream like that this week. Like, that's, it's getting bad at this point, okay? If you are on the live streams, thank you so much to everyone who supported in any way so far. I hope that we can make a rallying and see tips increase.
We need to rally, guys.
If you're someone who watches the on-demand content, all right, you just watch the videos on demand at your own leisure here on the channel. There's ways to support outside of just watching with ads because the ads don't cut it anymore. They just don't. The ads are literally almost no revenue.
But I thought you said you don't run ads. And if the ad revenue is so little, that doesn't really mean much. Why are you freaking out every time you get a claim on one of your WWE videos? Hey, Wesley. Yes. It was paid on Monday and this came out on Thursday, but he just said he doesn't run ads, then says, oh, the ad revenue is not that much. But then he'll freak out and spend half an hour of a pre-stream going, guys, this video got claimed. Tip me more to make up for the fact that I'm not making any money on this video. But then you just said the ad revenue isn't that much. So, which is it?
Revenue on YouTube. With the amount of views that I get a month, I mean, I still to this day get like 700, 800,000 views a month, sometimes up to 1 million, depending on if it's a really popular month. And the ad revenue is abysmally low for that, okay? I need help. So if you can, check the description of the video you're watching. There's a tips link right there where you can click and tip. If you hate PayPal, you can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/darksidephil. You can pledge to the Patreon and help that way. I know a lot of you already do that, so thank you. That is a concrete way the on-demand video watchers can contribute, okay? I do need help right now. I can't keep going this way, seeing, oh, it's been 1 week now, it's been 2 weeks now. Okay, this is going to consistently be this low, huh? Like, what am I going to do?
Not play WWE Champions for a week? Maybe only order half as much DoorDash? No, I'm I'm going to sit here and demand that you, that's right, you pay me more.
You know, and I can't kind of sit around and just wait for a new game to hopefully come out that gets everyone's attention and someone will come back and support again. I basically need to let you guys know, yeah, it's really bad right now, all right? And I would really appreciate if you could help with tips in the short term. It would really help me out, okay? That's about it. I'm excited. I'm enjoying all the games we're playing. Really, I am. You know, WWE, Skyrim, Street Fighter, Zelda, Uncharted 2. And when I stream, we all have a great time. And the thing is, up to now,
Again,
the philosophy has always been,
we got a mouse in your pocket.
Ends, regardless of the amount of viewers on the stream, support will be there. Sadly, I hate to say it, the last 2 weeks, that hasn't been the case. It's been a rarity if I hit tips goals, and it's starting to really hurt now. So if you could, please help out, all right? And I will talk about this also on the pre-stream tomorrow for the live stream viewers, but I wanted to throw this out there for the on-demand viewers overnight so you really know what we're going through. All right, guys? Thank you so very much. Please have a good evening, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for another positive day of streaming. Peace.
Another positive day of streaming where I got to beg you idiots to tip me more. Amber Heard has an actual job. Well, she used to have an actual job. Don't think she's got a job anymore in Hollywood. She's pretty much going to be blacklisted. Yeah, she's going to get fired from her job of 10 years, guys. And so I need you, that's right, you to step up and make up for the lack of support I'm getting from the helicopter job. I mean, Hollywood jobs. And I just love, like, if you do the actual math, like Piece of Peace does. Very well, he got $5,200 on Monday. He gets, on average, $100 a day in tips. Actually, a little over, but we'll just say even 100 a day. That means since Monday, he's made over $5,500. Since Monday, he got paid from YouTube. He streamed on Monday, skipped Tuesday, streamed on Wednesday, streamed on Thursday. So there's an extra $300 just in tips. This man gets $5,500 in a matter of 4 days, and he's broke. He has no money. He needs you, that's right, you, to step it up and give him more. There's nothing else he can do, guys. It's not like he can cut down on his spending. He has to buy that DoorDash. He has to get those polls in WWE champions. Don't you understand? He's a successful adult. He has to beg his children face to pay him more. But now, since he already mentioned it, John and Howard respond to DSP. This, I do believe, is from Freya. Yep. I have the link down below. Well, let's watch, let's listen, let's react.
Things, including a video posted by one Philium 2 days ago, who decided to record himself scolding us like a high school gym.
Got off work early today? Nice. Well, I was at work, and I get a phone call. I don't normally answer them, but it's like, this is a local number. Let's check it out. My water bill is 1,000 gallons a month. I use 1,000 gallons a month according to the water company. Last month, I apparently used 5,000 gallons. So no, I'm like, all right, I'm going to call them. I'm like, hey, I normally use 1,000 gallons a month. How the hell did I use 5,000 gallons last month? Like, well, I mean, maybe your toilet ran, you didn't realize it, or there's a leak somewhere. But we're going to send someone out today, yesterday, so tomorrow, to check out if, like, the thing we're reading it from is wrong. Like, all right, thank you. So anyways, they call me. He's like, yeah, there's a leak on the valve. We replaced it. We're going to credit you back 4,000 gallons. It's like, damn, nice. And you know what it took? One phone call. You know, the kind of one phone call DSP could have made. It made himself thousands of dollars on renting out his condo in Connecticut. One phone call to the company that was begging him for his business. But email me. Like, no, we need to call you. You realize we set this up. You get, $800 a month. We get $300 a month. Every month from here till the end of time. If this works out, we get $3,600 a year. You get $9,600 a year. All you gotta do is call us. And DSP said, no, email me. And then, of course, later he declared bankruptcy, gave up the condo, instead of making himself thousands. Persona 4, it does seem like a good game. Alright, let's continue with this. As I just stated, Philium, aka DSP, made a video just scolding them like they're high schoolers. Let's watch.
Gym teacher.
Oh, wait a minute. Almost forgot, since this is going to be blank, I actually provided eye candy for us to stare at. Yes.
Saying
There
that
we go.
you're immature and you need to learn how to be men.
Yeah.
Imagine that, DSP telling someone
Yeah, I
that they
know.
need to learn how to be men.
There you go. And the main thing is, like, people really want to know why we don't do anything with him anymore. And he himself oddly is saying that he wants to know why, you know. But that video that he put out, I think, is a perfect example of why. You know, so if you really, like, examine it, it's a video he puts out on Thanksgiving Day, which I don't really understand. And last year, Thanksgiving, he decided to unfollow me, which caused some issues. So something with Thanksgiving, I don't know if he's eating something that doesn't agree with him. Maybe he needs to follow your turkey recipe.
Yeah, it really, I think for me, it really started with that, because not only did he unfollow, like, the way I noticed it was when I was on Twitter, I looked at his people that he was following, and he unfollowed both of us. And there was no really no rhyme or reason to it, which I thought was, I think that was the first shot. I'll be honest with you.
It's weird stuff. Like, especially when you work and you work hard and stuff, you look forward to certain days off. And like Thanksgiving is a certain day, like with your family and whatnot.
Yes, Thanksgiving is the day with your family. DSP always spends it on YouTube or Twitch, begging his fans for more money as he does a state of the stream address and all that. Yeah, I was like, man, this is gonna be a blank video. I better have something for people to look at besides my ugly mug. Like, oh, let's get some eye candy on there. Easily.
And then, like, to do these things on Thanksgiving, it sounds silly. It is just a day, but you're showing no concern, like, for the other person. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna cause shit. Like, suddenly you get inundated with messages, and people, you know, while you're trying to enjoy a day with your family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand completely. I just, there's a lot of, there's going to be a lot of things talked about, you know, and again, we're not here, and we just want to reiterate this, we are not here to defame anyone. This is just to let people know our side of the story, because people have a tendency to just view one thing and not look at it from another way and trying to understand the other party's view on it.
And I'm not angry, like, I don't know about you, I'm not angry with the guy. We've said before publicly, like, we wish him the best, don't wish him any ill. You know, I hope he, like, makes a ton of cash and has a great life, man, you know.
Yeah.
Why? Well, here's the thing. He has made a ton of cash. He's nearing, if he hasn't already broken it, $2 million. And he has absolutely fucking nothing to show for it. Made almost $2 million. If he hasn't already made more than that. And he has nothing. For the hotties, well, obviously one's Tifa Lockhart. The other one is a WWE wrestler. I don't know her name, though. Can't remember it.
Why would I not feel that way? What is it? How does that affect me?
Yeah, and going back to what we were saying before, I don't make money off of this, and I don't know about you, John, but it's not something that bothers me. It's just something I enjoy doing.
Yeah, man. Until this point, which is a good time. Until this point, we've not said anything against him because, like I said, I wish him the best. I don't want to hurt him, and saying anything negative about him, I feel could hurt his livelihood. And the other thing is, there's a lot of history. There's a lot of good times, man. There's a lot of really good times, and you kind of you piss on a lot of that stuff by doing this. And then I feel like things should be kept in-house amongst friends. You know, a circle of trust amongst friends, Howard. Do you believe in such things with people?
No, I wholeheartedly believe in that. And that's why I'm a little ticked off about this, because, you know, it's one of those things where, like, you know, you can't even trust him in terms of, like, sending a message, like a text message, because you don't know if that's going to get publicly put on, like, YouTube, or if he's going to make a video about it. Because it's something, you know, if I send you a message, I don't expect you to the next day or 2 days later or whatever make a you know, during your regular vlog sessions, you go ahead and you publicly read the message.
Yeah.
And
that's a great point, because like what we're going to be doing today is kind of maybe revealing some things, and I've kind of really held against doing that, because it does make you in a sense a hypocrite to be doing the same thing that has caused you pain or caused you, you know, to be pissed off.
2 million Gugats.
But it gets to the point, like, enough is enough, man. At this point, it's really jumped the shark, and things have got to be put out there, man. Sadly.
Yeah. Yep.
And the thing that's like, another thing that's sad about it is no one listens to this kind of stuff, and then, or listens to like him talk about us or us talk about him, and then goes, "Oh, these guys are fucking cool." You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
It's disgusting stuff. It's sad, It's not. You're not creating content. It's freaking garbage content for the bottom of the barrel, man, and that's what it is. But you get dragged into it, unfortunately, you know. So, you know, getting back to his video, it's really full of what's, as I said, it's an example of the problem itself. You know, it's full of what's been a long history of him saying things publicly, out of turn, exaggerating things, and or saying just saying shit that's just not true.
Yeah.
About me, about others, man. So, and again, if people get pissed listening to this, as a consolation prize, if you really think about it, if you're a fan of Phil's, you have to agree that I did, and I know you did to an extent, everything you could to help him over the years. You know, and so much so that to this day, he makes money off of videos that we're in to this day, every day.
Yeah.
Whether it's, 10 cents, whether it's $10, whatever the hell it is. He's making money off, off the work we did for him every single day. And he's still finding new ways to monetize us based on that video.
And mind you, years later, when he's reacting to his old content, a lot of the videos have these guys in it. So even years later, he's finding a way to monetize them.
Other things that go on.
Yeah, pretty much. You know? And then I think I really think that like it's really like a testament as to what he held our friendships for. Because it seems that the money was more important than us being his friend.
Yeah, I mean that's how you feel.
That's exactly how it was.
That's how I feel because I don't know. There's like a whole bunch of things that we got to talk about, and I don't want to go ahead and go out of turn.
All right, I got you.
Yeah.
We'll try to keep this keep this rolling here.
Yeah.
In that video, he says, this is the Thanksgiving video I'm talking about. He says they talked shit about me. I don't know if you caught that part.
Yep.
And I'm not exactly sure what that is a reference to. Now, there was a video I put out, Pay Me Tons, parody, right?
Yep.
And it's a parody, man. I've done parodies in the past. Just to give you a little idea, I've done parodies about machinima. I did a YouTube parody where YouTube was a talking vagina robot that ran YouTube. I've done GameStop, et cetera, et cetera. It comes out, man. People get a little crazy about it. So 2 weeks later, you and I were doing the show, and we explained it wasn't singling him out. It was about many, many things. And not necessarily in a hateful manner. Like, I think you can make fun of something and really not feel negatively about it at all, actually.
Yeah.
Like Saturday Night Live, when Phil Hartman would dress as Bill Clinton, I don't think he wanted to assassinate the president. Right?
Yep.
It's having a good time.
Not wrong.
And that was really my what it was about, man. Now, was he like an inspiration?
Even funnier, Bill Clinton thought that shit was hilarious. Pretty funny when they do like interviews with people from Saturday Night Live and other comedy shows. Talking about like, hey, when you impersonate this person, what do you think they think of it? Well, they actually wrote me before they called me or we met in person. It's like, some of them say like, that is the most funniest shit I've ever seen. Can't believe you thought of doing that while looking like me or whatever. Then others, obviously, they're not happy. But Bill Clinton's one of the people that said, or at least told the person like, dude, that's fucking hilarious. I love it.
For the character that I was portraying in that. To an extent, but again, not in a malicious, hateful way. It's having some fun with something. But it's not. Again, I think it's hard to say it's directly about one person, right?
Yeah, it was a whole thing. The whole thing was about that Pay Me Wow Patreon website, and what people do, and and then what it is too. It's when you look at it, it's to basically shed light on some of the negativity that revolves around that site, and not only that site, but Kickstarter. Look at all the shenanigans that has transpired in the past few years, where people like raise up all this money, promise a product, and then basically everyone's SOL. They took the money and people are fucked. Look at what happened with look at the disaster that Inafune's going out with that Mighty Number 9. That's still not out.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that one. Looking for hopefully it comes soon.
So people make promises and they don't go through with them, and that's basically what the parody was about,
Yeah, does that mean I hate Patreon or I hate people that use it or something? No, I really, honestly, if everyone on there, hope you everyone gets $1 million a month.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me in any way. But again, my main thing was looking around YouTube and seeing that no one has done a parody of this, which is interesting. Is that because people want to have one and they don't want to make fun of it or something, or they'll be called a hypocrite if they have one or something? So I felt like, I could get away with making fun of this thing because I'm not looking to really make money on this or really have the option.
Yep.
So I put it out, and here's a little secret for you. I don't really matter that much on YouTube. It's not a video that got 1 billion views or something, or really, can you really say affected you in a negative way?
I mean, you're not wrong, Hydra, but that's amazing. Like, these guys were friends with him. It's not like they were fans, like Tevin used to be, or whatever, that tried to help him and he just told him to fuck off. Like, no, these were his friends. They hung out. I watched the one video of when they went, I don't know where they were going, but they were taking a road trip and they got lost in Delaware. Like, if you didn't tell me that it was DSP with his friends, I never would have known that it was DSP because it was just a person hanging out with his friends. There was no snorting. It's not like these guys were, hated him from the beginning. Like, no, they were his close friends. They went on trips together. They went to conventions. They did videos. They went to WrestleMania. Like, they did all kinds of shit together. And now this is what they got to say about him because, well, yeah, we don't know how that went.
And despite all that, we came out and said it wasn't directly about him. We wished him the very best, and just said we're not going to be part of his stuff. And that was that. So I don't see how that's talking shit about. We're talking shit about him. On top of that, after the Pay Me Tons video came out, he publicly said, if John does a skit making fun of Patreon, it doesn't mean he's talking shit about me. I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Where was the shit talk? It's like one of those things where you can just say something in a video, and like, oh, they talk shit, but you have no examples of this. So people just kind of go, oh, they talk shit. They must have done it.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things that people like. I feel bad because he doesn't know how to let go of things. I guess people like, and this happens with anything. People jam you with stuff.
Doesn't know how to let things go. This is a man who waited like a gouty viper to straight back at Pro Jared. Years waiting for Pro Jared to make a mistake. Mind you, all Pro Jared did was, oh, hey, I heard DSP got card jerking. I'm like, Pro Jared didn't insult him. It was mentioned like, oh, hey, I heard about this about DSP. That was it. And DSP hated him for years. Probably still does.
On like Twitter, and they prod you and prod you and prod you to try to get a response out of it. And he fell right into the shenanigans.
Yeah, you know what? And we're falling into it right now because honestly,
we're
I think
falling into it right now too because he threw a shot, and then we didn't want to throw the shot, but now we have to throw the shot.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird timing. Why did you pick that day at that time? And it's not like we did the show Wednesday and we were like talking shit or there's anything that has to do with them. It's like it's a attempted trolling.
Yep.
It's let me say something. Hopefully they'll respond. Then I could come back with something else, and I create a whole situation of drama around myself. And I think this is what he wanted us to do. This is why I haven't done this ever until now. Despite him, running me down on his forums, on Twitter, on his chat, and like trying to do stuff on the sneak. But I catch wind of all this stuff, man. People send me all this stuff.
Yeah,
and most part, I don't look at it, but when things like this happen, I'll go through and see what's going down. It's an attempt to get something going.
Yeah, and he falls victim to it on a consistent basis.
Yeah,
and he has an issue, like a really big issue with damage control. Like he doesn't know how to ignore things. So this is why we're in the situation that we're in.
This video came out over 7 years ago, and it still holds true today.
Right now is because of that.
Yeah.
There was no need for him to address this. He could have just let it go, and that was it.
Terrible Hydra.
But we'll talk. I don't know if you want
3 months after we last spoke about him. In a positive way that we spoke about him. Let's choose just 3 months randomly and just say some stuff.
And then, not only that, every single time we've been out in the field and people have asked us about him, all we do is we don't associate with him anymore, but we wish him the best of luck. Yeah. Remember that guy that we met at the YouTube studios?
Yeah.
It's the same question that we said. We always give the same answer.
Yeah, man.
We're not here to bash anybody, but at the same time, we're not here to take shit from anybody either.
Yeah. There's enough is enough, and we always talk about it. As I always say, hopefully we don't have to do this.
Yeah, we talk about this on a consistent basis.
It's disgusting. It's sad, but here we are, man. So,
yeah.
And again, I'm gonna like spell this out. This isn't an attack. This isn't like just an attack. Like this is all the shit that went down. There's things that are out there that he put out there, things other people believe that are not true.
Yeah.
So I have to defend myself. We have to dispel some things. So I want to get into a couple things here, man. So the first one I want to talk about, which is disgusting, man, is money. Okay, you ever told like you shouldn't talk about money? You ever
Oh yeah,
ever
all
tell
the
you
time, all the time.
This is not me complaining about money, because honestly, from my side of things, I know some other people in our circle don't agree, but I believe I was treated fairly with money. But the problem is, info that's been presented to you is not exactly true. So it's something that he says quite often. John got 50%, he got half of everything that we made together, or videos I was in with him, right? And again, Howard, like, why is this something that's said publicly?
This should have
Can you come up with any kind of reason?
There is no reason to say this unless he's lying, or B, he's trying to save face. There is no reason to even address anything about money publicly on a YouTube video.
Yeah, this is done way before there was any kind of before there was major problems. Just something's thrown out like, "Oh, look, I'm a great guy. I'm giving him half the money."
Yeah,
it's not exactly the truth. Okay, so he starts doing YouTube stuff in 2008. I start doing videos with him. We've been hanging out for a couple years before that, playing games. So just kind of transitioned into now we're going to be playing games, but recording games, you know. And I did this stuff from 2008 when we started YouTube. I did this for probably a couple years for nothing. He signs on with Machinima a few years later. And I had to come to him and ask, because we're still doing videos. I said, since you're getting something for this, do you feel that I should get a percentage of that for my efforts on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we make an agreement, which will be basically half of the month's co-op income. So what happens is he takes out taxes from that amount and cuts it in half, right? I get half of that. But for instance, like if it's March and we do videos in March, I will get a percentage of what was made in March. That does not include residuals, like for months coming up. Like for instance, if those videos make more money in April or June and July, okay, like that doesn't include that. So whatever was made in April for that month, that's what I would get. It does not include streams or whatever other money comes in, right?
Yep.
This one,
I'd also like to point out, it sounds like there's a landscaper there. But notice how they don't freak out and scream, "Oh my God, there's a landscaper!" Ah!
For a little while. Again, not exactly 50% if you throw that out there, but this goes on for a little while. Then he says to me, Machinima isn't sending me reports anymore, so I have no idea of the amount of money that we're making on the co-op. I have no way of figuring it out. So I can no longer figure out this percentage that we agreed on. So I basically just go, okay, listen, throw me $100 every time I come down. Okay? And the way I come to this number is because round trip is about 2.5 hours of driving, right? I'm there the entire day, and I have to buy a meal at some point. So give me $100 to kind of cover my expense. You also have to consider, these are days like I'm not going to work because my job, I'm an independent contractor, so I'm not going to work these days. So if you really do the math,
He was probably losing out. No, only $100 a day to come down there and do all that shit.
gas and food and wear and tear in your car, $100 every time you come, you're not exactly profiting there.
Also, DSP, why were you making them pay for their food? They were going out of their way to come see you, to help you make videos, and you wouldn't even pay for them. The fuck?
And including not going to
Hey,
working at a job which will actually make you more money than this,
Yep.
I'll say this is
So just to flat out say,
first video that
you got
popped up and has the
50%,
most views, so I figured this was the right
it's
one.
far from true. It's far from the truth there. Like, I guess it's half-truth? It's a half-truth? Is that what you would say?
Yeah, it's a half truth.
So when people want to throw other stuff out there, man, like you went to conventions and we paid for things. Again, like you go to conventions, you got to take time from work, which is I'm not getting paid for work. And we went to conventions, he's got an injury. He has a back injury. So I would go and carry things. I would film things. I did all the driving, as you know, and do whatever I could to help. I was coming as it's not just like, hey Phil, take me on this trip, and I'll fuck around and I'll sit by the pool. Came as basically to assist him in his business, as he likes to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's not me. That wasn't me complaining about like I should have gotten this, I should have gotten that, or anything else. It's just like, again, it gets out there. You got half of what's made, but there's many more details in there that are not given. Let's get into this, man. I'll spend all day on this. Probably go 8 hours on this topic.
Yeah, that's insane that Rambo and Howard would do all the work, all the driving, all the setup, carry everything, and then DSP would reap all the rewards. And then stop being friends with them because, hey, DSP, could we maybe get paid for it? No! I need to pay my bills! Shows up on a BMW.
Try to keep it down as much as we
That'd
can.
be hilarious if we just started doing the LTG
Well, we got to talk about
shit.
Project 7 because, again, there's things said publicly that kind of need to be, addressed. So
Please,
Project
DSP,
7, man,
start doing the
the version we
webcam
were
thing. That'd
involved
be
in.
hilarious.
Tell us a little bit like how it started, Howard, man, because those are your guys, you know?
Paul are childhood friends of mine. We grew up together.
Yeah.
And basically, Paul, as we got older, Paul ended up going to like a film school, and Andre as well. So Andre went to a film school in California. Paul went to a film school in New York. And right around the time, like I had lost contact with them, and then like one day I ended up showing up to. I just met them. You know, I go to church with them and everything else. And I just showed up at the church and we were talking or whatever. And they were, we're talking about YouTube and stuff. And I made mention about that I started doing YouTube stuff and talked about a little bit about you guys, you and Phil, and they were interested. So prior to me introducing you guys to them, I did a couple of videos with them under. I think it was it Respect the Pact at the time, or I think it was Respect the Pact. Yeah,
I remember this is how I remembered. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember you came to me
Damn,
and you go, I got these two guys, they're my friends.
Yeah.
Grew up together, and whatnot. They want to make some videos. Are you interested in doing anything with them? And then I go, thinking about it, I go, let's bring Phil in on this.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I think when we so when we
You initially was like, let's do something with these guys, and I was like, let's bring Phil in on it, my buddy, and then it was like, what are we gonna do? And it wound up being the Project 7 thing.
Yeah, because that was like he started Project 7 when, like 2009.
It was I don't know, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was like a year before, and then we said, oh, let's why don't we just reboot it?
Yeah.
So it was in a process of that, and they were on board. Everybody was on board. We were having a great time,
Yeah, it was a great time, and honestly, it was like an experience. Not necessarily the videos themselves, but the experience of doing it was like a real big thing for me, man. Like I learned a lot from Andre and Paul, and I kind of got the bug to like, oh shit, I want to make like movies and stuff like that, thanks to those guys.
I thought before about I wanted to do a Star Wars dinosaur crossover where I was gonna like go buy a TIE fighter, buy 2 Stormtrooper toys, buy some dinosaur toys, and have it like done in my yard where I was gonna have like, oh no, the light speed thing screwed up, because remember, Star Wars takes place in a galaxy far, far away a long, long time ago. Well, how long ago? Why not 65 million years? Like they light speed, something happens and they crash land to Earth 65 million years ago, so they got to deal with dinosaurs. I thought it'd be hilarious. Yeah, I don't have the skills to make a movie. Although I thought about stop motion would be easier. Holy shit, I've actually looked up videos and read like how to do that, and it's like, yeah. It's like, move this finger, and move it a 1/10 of an inch, then a 1/10 of an inch, then a 1/10 of an inch. 22 moves later, alright, you have half a second of video. It's like, holy fuck. Yeah, I don't have the time for that. Or the attention span.
Just see what they were doing. So it was a great experience in that end. Then it kind of started to slowly
You gotta replace your Switch? Oof.
And fall apart, man. I'd say would really punch me in the face, man.
Are you gonna upgrade the OLED version?
Right before episode 3 is gonna come out. Doing my thing. This is gonna be a common theme on this recording here, where I'm just kind of doing my thing, doing what I got to do in my daily life, and I start getting messages from people, and I go, "What the hell is this?" So, right before episode 3 comes out, Phil puts out a video. He's talking about Project 7, whatever, man. And it's just something he often says. He says he'll set it up. I don't mean to badmouth. Don't take this the wrong way. He says, I don't mean to badmouth John Rambo. Don't take this the wrong way. And proceeds to talk about me.
And calls him a piece of shit.
Talking about how John was given the best lines. And we gave him things to do. Because basically he's upset that people were in the comments saying that, John's the best part of this, or things like that,
He
so
was,
yeah, makes the video saying
that's the point.
John was given things to do. He was given the best lines. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a flat-out lie.
I love this part.
He goes on to talk about, still referencing that same video, he talks about a scene that he came up with. He's like, there's a part in the trailer everyone loves with John. I came up with that. And it's interesting because, the sentence before that, he's talking about how it's a group effort.
Yeah, and then he says that he came up with the lines or whatever.
The next sentence is, I came up with that.
Yeah, which is nonsense. And like you said, going back to what you were saying, John, this is a common theme. Yeah. Because again, instead of addressing this, amongst ourselves, he addresses it publicly, which makes it even worse.
Yeah. There's no call to me, there's no conversation. Like, hey, people are saying this shit. Maybe you could say something, or there's a way to say it differently. Or is this something, honestly, it's not something that even needs to be really addressed at all. Because it's basically people saying, I like this aspect of this show that you want me to watch.
Yeah.
But
so yes, do you really believe that DSP wrote the best lines and then gave them to Howard or Rambo or anyone else? No. The line was good. It was going to him. Especially if he wrote it. But DSP is a dumbass. Drunk more often than not. There's no way he wrote anything.
Talks about a scene in the trailer that he came up with. I came up with that. It's basically the part where I'm shooting the gun like Rambo does. It's not exactly a genius idea. And, I think several people suggested it. And when it was actually filmed, it's not like it's not like he was directing the scene. He was actually not even in the room. Okay? It was, it was something I did, to put it frank,
Wasn't even in the room. Probably off somewhere getting drunk.
He talks about a scene that... Oh, the scene where he's like, there's a scene in this episode that a lot of people put together. John wasn't involved in it. Howard and OJ and some other people put it together. Of course, it was the great scene where you, what was it? You shoot the gentleman and then you say, you didn't wash your hands.
Yeah.
Okay. In all honesty, it was put together by you, OJ, and me.
Yeah.
And Andre and Paul filmed it and directed it. So basically, everyone was involved in putting that together but him.
Imagine that. DSP did absolutely nothing. But guys, I was the one who came up with the best stuff. I was involved in all this. People actually involved in it? No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
Phil.
But it's just mind-boggling why he would do these things publicly.
Yeah, it's one thing. I mean, let's say all of this is true, like he said. Let's say every word he said is true. Even then, it's fucked up to be saying this.
Yeah.
But not only are you saying it, but it's also a lie.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Sounds like his friends didn't even know he was.
Okay, let's talk about this. So, on that specific episode, what did I do? Why did I deserve to be treated like that? Okay, I show up, I do the very best I can. I try very, very hard to do my best. I brought OJ into this. I brought Chap into this. Those are people that I went to high school with. I go back a long time. Chap is a professional actor. He played the gaseous snake gentleman. I brought them in, tried my very best, and why is this stuff said? Why does this happen? Right. So I'm pissed off, man, at this point. And I think I talked to you first. I think I was ready to be done with the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the breaking points for the show to start ending. It was that, and it was that, and then after that,
slowly eroded from there.
Eroded from there, and then the erosion started getting substantially worse because
he saw people say, "Oh, John's the best," whatever, and that made him so upset.
Yep.
Now I'm angry. And what's funny is I think people are trolling I think he made statements like in the past about it, like a little bit, but not to like this degree where he's like, it pisses me off when you say that you shouldn't say John's the best or something. So people start doing it like out of spite, just to fuck with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might not even necessarily think that. Let me just write this because I know it makes him upset, and then he buys right into all that.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm really pissed off. So I call him. I call him immediately, and I fucking have it out with him, dude. I tell him everything I'm feeling about it, and I'm pissed off. So to his credit, he apologizes profusely. Says to me that he felt insecure, or he is insecure. He shouldn't have said it. He just got really frustrated with what they were saying, and he just couldn't take it anymore, and he had to say something, and he exploded. So he apologizes to me, and I accept it.
Wow, DSP finally apologizes to someone. There's a first and a last.
But he never actually says anything publicly. There's no public apology. There's no clarification about what he said, how it wasn't exactly the truth.
Yep.
And then what basically happens is there's people that are his fans, and a lot of them not very bright. Let's be honest here. And they start shitting on me. They come at me and they shit on me because they think, oh, fucking, that's what Phil wants me to do, right?
Yep.
He wants me to do that. And again, why did I deserve that?
Yeah.
So continue with Project 7, man. So you said it started to fall apart at that point. What do you think happens? Where do you
started to fall apart, and what was basically happening was these guys were working 50, 60 hours a week on getting this shit edited to try to pump it out with these unrealistic timelines. So naturally, what's going to happen is people are just going to get burnt out, which ended up happening. Couple that with the fact, and again, we don't want to talk too much about it, but couple that with the fact with money. You know, these guys are putting all this time and effort into this fucking thing, and what do they get? Gugats. That's what they got. Because when you think about it,
yes, there it is, the Gugats. I've never watched this video in the entirety. I've only seen clips and bits here and there. That Gugats. That is a classic line. They put in all that time, money, and effort, and what did they get? They got Gugats.
Right? You would think, because people are, when I say this, people are going to come back and say, well, Phil promoted their channel and that's all they wanted. No. Here's the bottom line, right? You would think, out of the kindness of your heart, you would go ahead, damn, man, these guys are putting all this time and effort in this thing.
It's not even kindness, it's just what's fair is fair.
What's fair is fair. Let me throw them a couple of bones. Whatever the case may be, throw them some money here and there, some percentage of the profits, and this and that. So what ends up happening? John and I are talking about this, and John says, I'm going to talk to him. So what does John say? John goes up to him and says, dude, throw him some money, man. These guys, if you throw them some money, they'll continue. If not, they're going to stop.
Yeah, and that's a great point, because anytime there is a problem, I always do address it right to his face.
Yeah. So
which is not being said now.
What does he say? He has the audacity to say, they didn't. I told them, or I asked them if they wanted money, and they denied it. That's a fucking load of shit.
Okay, so
because I talked to them afterwards about it.
All right, so
I love how mad he gets about this. This is awesome.
So Project 7 was a lot of work for them. I don't think it was much work for us, despite what Phil would talk about how hard the day was.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard for us. It was hard for them.
Yeah, I mean, it was one day of filming. Maybe 7 hours in one day, and then you go home and you're done.
Before you continue, John, just to give you guys an idea of how long it takes to do things. One of the scenes that we did in that part 3 was a bullet scene where we're firing bullets. They told me it took them 4 to 5 hours to do that, just that scene, and that scene was what, 5 seconds?
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
Yeah,
I know about that. So it gets to a point where it's a lot of work for these guys. They feel like they're not getting
what does surprise me,
anything back. And they're not getting credit. They're not getting monetized things. Nothing. Okay. Something happened. Andre had basically a big life-changing thing. He's having a kid. Okay, Andre's gonna have a kid. So they basically say, look, we can't do this anymore. We can't do the Project 7 anymore. It's just not it's not worth our time, man. We got other stuff we got to do. So I had a conversation, with Phil. I said, listen, you have to make it worth their while, man. Throw them money. And I'm not saying throw them like thousands of dollars. At this point, there was already 4 episodes that had come out, right?
Yeah.
So we did four episodes that had come out. So I said, listen, just divvy up the money. There's 5 people in this. There's only 5 people, the crew and the whole cast. Okay?
They got sued for this.
The video's made a lot of money. If you
DSP got sued for
look at the views, the amount of views, he gets paid on views. But it's like $2 for every 1,000 views that he gets. So simply, figure out how much you made off all these videos. I know that Phil spent a lot of money on props and stuff, so subtract all the costs. That's fair, right? Subtract all your costs, then you have a number, and then split it the 5 ways and throw them the cash. Yep. And offer that to them. There's no guarantee that they're going to continue with the series, but hey, man, at least try. And that's fair.
Try to help
His
people.
response:
No,
they don't want money. They don't want any money after this. Based on what he says, they told him that.
Yeah. And then I asked them about it, and they said he didn't even talk to them. And this is what I mean. There's no conversation.
Right.
So and then what everyone has to realize
maybe they should have emailed him.
This is like a whole bunch of things that has happened in the past that it just irritates people. Because now what ends up happening is like, do you value money more than our friendgip? Because if that's the case, then why am I even here?
Right.
Yes,
DSP
does
let me ask
value
you,
money
did
more.
you get anything out of the Project 7?
First of all, we're going to talk about that. I didn't get shit out of Project 7.
So no one got paid. Now here's the thing. I got paid.
John got paid.
I got my percentage.
Yeah.
There was at that time period. There was a point where my car had broken down, and I needed to get. Actually, I got a used car. I bought another car at that time. So I go, Phil, listen, I'm not coming to your house because I have no car. If you want me to come, throw me my percentage from the Project 7, and I'll use that cash towards a new car. And so I got my money. But there's 3 other people, you guys, that got zero.
From his
They got zero.
hands.
Now, whatever. From my end, it's whatever. But this is what burns me. Okay. We in the middle of this whole Project 7 thing. You, myself, and Phil came up with the idea, let's make T-shirts, right?
Yeah.
So what do we
hold
do?
on, let me hit the brakes for 1 second, because we're talking about money and we should have gotten money.
Yep.
Like you said, it's not about the money. It's like what's fair.
It's what's fair. Yeah.
Like you have a job, I got a job. Those guys, like, no one's homeless here. No one's like destitute. We're like, oh man, Project 7, we need to make this to pay our bills, or we need to make videos to pay our bills. It has nothing to do with that. Like we don't
Internet
necessarily
bill,
need the money.
electric
Okay. And again, it's not millions of dollars here. It's whatever is fair.
but
Fair. Because as friends, you would expect to be treated with respect. And you tried hard on this. This is your cut.
Here's the thing.
Since we're a team, as you said, and we all did it together, and it's not one person. It should be fair and it should be divvied up.
To add on to what you were saying,
Yes.
okay? To add on to that. So what happens, right? We go ahead. We don't get our cut, which is whatever at this point. But we start showing up to your house, and what do we see? The guy starts buying figurines, starts buying all
Wait for it. Figurines and
this ridiculous shit that there's no need to buy. Then we show up to his house one day, and what does he have in the fucking driveway? A BMW. So how the fuck do you think I feel, and how do you think these guys feel after the fact? Is there anything, do you not understand how this burns people when they put all their freaking hard work into this, and you're making all the money and the glory, and none of us ain't making shit?
Yeah, it's more about respect and being fair.
It's about respect, man. You have no respect for your friends, for your family. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself.
That's and maybe that's not even true. Maybe it's not true, but
And amazingly enough, nothing has changed. In the 7 years since this video came out, nothing has changed. DSP sits on stream with boxes for the PS5, the Xbox Series X, the Switch, his fancy toys, his collectibles, his toilet seat headphones. Over $1,000 worth of products sitting behind him just for the boxes. And then cries, "Guys, I need money to pay my bills." Well, then how about you spend less? No!
that's how it comes off.
Yeah.
And that's what you're expressing to other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're not.
How do you think people
You're
feel?
not thinking about other. You're not thinking about others and how it affects them.
It's the thing is nobody's jealous. Nobody's nothing. It's when people make money. One person makes money off the back of everybody else.
And on top of it, you're putting videos out there. We're going, I did that.
Yeah.
I came up with that, and it's like, no, you didn't. These guys worked hard to put that together.
Worked hard to put that
You
together.
didn't
Yeah.
actually come up with that. All right, so let's get back to the shirts thing, dude. Because this is
The shirts.
disastrous.
So we get together, and we decide let's make t-shirts.
Hey, Timo.
So we all
Yes, he
put money
does.
together, and I'm gonna throw out the figure. It was about $900.
Okay,
So
I had no idea.
$300 per person. We put the money together. Then we start figuring out. We go to these conventions. We do this, and that. The t-shirts aren't selling. So whatever. We're gonna.
Which sucks. Does invest that kind of money into it, not get your money back. But DSP should have covered the majority of it. It should have been 500, 200, 200. Not 300 each. Because DSP was the one making all the money off the Project 7. He should have been like, alright, well, since I made all this money off Project 7, you guys only have to invest 200 instead of 300. I'll cover the extra 200. Make my share 500. Nope. Not DSP.
I'm gonna cut my losses. I don't give a shit. Right? He comes up to us. We're talking about it. He's saying we're not making any money. We sold only a few t-shirts because when you thought about it, once you sold the t-shirts, you were gonna make a decent amount of profit. So we're not making any money. So we're just gonna have to cut our losses. Whatever. At that point, I accept that.
Mhm.
Now he leaves here. He leaves Connecticut and he moves to Seattle. He gets to Seattle. He starts doing this Project 7 reboot thing that he's doing, making videos, doing all this stuff. Then I start finding out that he's reselling t-shirts. Or he's giving them out
It was for his Patreon.
for Patreon.
As far as I understand, I could be wrong here, so if I'm wrong, please correct me.
Yeah.
Anyone out there, but for his Patreon, it's you give a certain amount of money. I think maybe it's $40 or $50. Then you will get one of the shirts.
Yep.
But the problem is he doesn't actually own the shirts completely.
Yeah, he doesn't own the shirts completely, so he's giving them out. Now, I don't know if he finished giving them out, or if he managed to sell all of them, or if he sold them, or whatever the case may be. But when I start hearing about stuff like that, or I see videos of him posting that stuff, naturally, what do you think is going to happen? I'm going to get irritated beyond belief. Now,
Yes.
I don't want to go. I'm not going to go into it because now if I go into what I'm going to go into, it's going to derail everything.
All right, hold on.
So
Stick with the shirt. So, okay, listen. So he's taking shirts that your face is on the shirt.
Yeah.
He has to physically look at your face as he packages the shirt and then mail it as he goes to mail it. And never for a second thinks, wait a minute, this person paid for a percentage of the shirt.
Yep.
And on top of that, the logos, the actual shirts are made by Andre. He's not getting anything.
Nope.
At one point, the shirts were in OJ's house.
And OJ was the one that was packing it and sending it to the people.
There was a point where that maybe we only maybe sold one or two. So I don't want to go nuts with that. But yeah, at one point OJ was actually, he had them physically. He had them in his basement for months. And I think at one point Phil just said, throw them out. And we didn't do it. I was like, no, don't throw them out. Maybe you could just give them away. I was like, give them away like as a prize or something someday, So when he moved, he asked for them back. And I was like, all right. So I got them from John, picked them up, brought them to his house. I didn't really think about it. And then, yeah, here you go. So now he's actually using them as an incentive to give him money or whatever the hell it is, And I'm sure his response will be something like, I don't.
Imagine DSP running any business or charity. He'd be the kind of non-profit charity that gets you arrested, having to go to court. What do you mean? Those kids are going to die from cancer anyway, so I need the money more than they do. They're all going to be dead 6 months from now. Yes, I raised that $8 million on the premise of giving it to the kids so they can get better medical treatment, or then go make a Wish Foundation stuff before they die, but I need the money more than they do. It's going to get wasted on them, guys. Snort. That's exactly how I see DSP doing it. DSP would steal money from kids with cancer and then say that he needs the money more because they're just going to be dead 6 months from now. I'm not, so I need that money more.
Remember that you paid, or I don't know, or you never,
You're wrong,
you never
Wesley,
brought it
which
up
is
to me.
fucking
That
hilarious.
you shouldn't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to now.
You really shouldn't have to call him and go, Phil, give me the money from my percentage of the shirt.
Yeah. Now, the way that I look at it for now with
Amy's
this, it's a
Bakery
wash.
4.0,
And this is why
ouch.
it's a wash. Actually, it's not really a wash when I look at it like this because of what he had told me. And this goes back to what we were talking about before about him detracting statements, right? So let's rewind before Project 7. So what do? We start playing ST, right? We start buying the cabs. So you and I, and just to throw this information out there, the way this thing started was John and I decided to buy a cab, right? The cab shows up. In the middle of this, right? He comes, Phil shows up and he's like, yeah, we're at his house and we're looking at some of his stuff and I found a super turbo board. He has a blue one. So we're like, I didn't know you had a super turbo board and this and that. And he goes, I don't even know if this thing works anymore. So we plug it in, we go to the house, we bring it over to the house, we plug it in, it's dead. Right? So CPS2 has a battery, the battery dies, the board dies.
This story right here is fantastic. If you've never heard this story, put it on your listening ears and listen closely. This is fantastic.
So he goes to me, he's like, man, I can't really do anything with it. You can keep it. If you can fix it, just keep it, right? So what do? I got a friend of mine that lives in Manchester, right? He goes, I call him up, I met him online, Bill, and Bill goes, yeah, just come by, I'll revive the board, right? So I throw him I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks, right? He goes, revives the boards for me, rewrites the EEPROMs, gets rid of the battery, board works fine, right? So one day he comes up and we start playing ST. I said, I managed to get that board up and running. All right, so when are you going to give it back to me? You just told me you're going to give me the fucking board. What do you mean give it back to you?
Just encapsulates everything that is DSP. It doesn't work. I don't want it. You can have it. Guy gets it to work after spending his own money to get it to work. Also, when are you going to give it back? What do you mean give it back? You gave it to me because it didn't work. I got it to work. It's mine. But since I'm the one who spent the money on it. I don't have a link to anything about Amy's baking story, but it is hilarious. Find documentaries on it on YouTube real quick. In fact, while we continue watching this, let's listen. I'll try to find a link to one of those.
What, are you out of your mind? I just paid $40 to revive this, and you think I'm going to give it back to you? Okay. So and then right after what happens, the t-shirt thing happens.
Yeah.
So you know what I say? Fuck it, I ain't giving you shit back. So I'm keeping the board, right? For the t-shirt, for the $300 that you owe me in fucking t-shirts.
Huh.
There you go.
Right. That's the thing. Like, you shouldn't have to go to your friend consistently and bring up, like, why did you say this? Please give me the money you owe me. This isn't fair.
Yeah.
It puts you in a terrible position to have to keep doing that, and it's tough.
But then it gets to a point where you just get irritated because the guy don't give a shit about you or anyone else. That's what's irritating the most, man.
So, again, since I'm addressing things that have been said publicly, and
Her husband got
giving my
deported?
side,
Holy shit. That's
some
hilarious.
more things happened over the years, man. I'll get into this quickly. Some things started going down, man. More of him, again, like I said earlier, exaggerating things, putting words in my mouth, whatnot. So there's a situation that goes down where it involves, of all things, Howard, Mario Party.
Oh God.
Involving Mario Party. So people were going out there and saying, because we were doing a lot of co-ops, they're like, we want to see you play Mario Party. John.
Terrible.
We want John and Phil to play Mario Party. Please play it. Phil decides he wants to play it with his girlfriend, which is perfectly fine. I really don't care. It's perfectly cool. And just to put it out there, I have no problem with his girlfriend. I've met her a couple times. She was very nice to me. I got nothing bad to say. She's cool people to me. Okay? Whatever. So he wants to play with his girlfriend. He makes a video where he says that John doesn't want to play Mario Party. John likes gritty, mature type games. He doesn't want to play that. I'm going to play it with my girlfriend. It's flat out lie. I was up for playing whatever he wanted to play, especially if people wanted us to play it. And, to prove my statements correct, and to support them, look at the stuff that we did play. So much crazy stuff. All the Kinect games, Kung Fu Riders, or whatever else, man. Whatever you wanted to do, whatever the people wanted us to do, I would certainly do it.
Oh yeah, I could do a testament to that because you and I played some really shitty games, man.
And it's hard to dispute that. So I draw the line of Mario Party, but everything else is fine.
Yeah.
So what happens is he says, John doesn't want to play that, And this is something people are asking for, so what happens, the common theme, people get pissed at me. And I start getting, while I'm going about my business during the day, I start getting messages, and people are pissy. Oh, it's not mature enough for you.
Oh, could you imagine DSP ending up on 6 Today Fiancé? He'd be on there. First of all, my new wife is not Asian. She's Middle Eastern. It's different. Also, give me money. Do you know how much it costs to ship someone from the Middle East? Ship? Yeah, I gotta ship her over here. Don't you mean fly over? Right now, that's what I did with the last wife. This one was ship over on a boat. DSP, how long is that gonna take? What do I care? Ack. As long as she gets here in time to do my laundry.
You big nose piece of shit. Maybe not exactly that, but along those lines.
That's gross, Adachi.
Oh, man.
And again, I bring this up to his attention because he wants to talk about how you're supposed to say things that you feel if you're a man and whatnot. So as I've already given you several examples, here's another one. And I tell him what's up. He apologizes, just like the several times before that, and it starts to click. If someone just keeps saying sorry when they do something, they're not really apologizing. Right? If apologizing isn't just words, it's I will not do this thing again because I feel bad about it.
Yeah. All they do is they do the same thing over and over again and then apologize and do it again. They never meant the first apology or any apology after that. Just doing it to try to get you off their back.
About it. If you keep doing the thing, it's not actually an apology. What do you think about that?
No, I agree with you 100%. And it seems as if it's like a common theme where he wants to do something and or somebody keeps, like I was telling you, man, he falls right victim to it all the time. Somebody keeps prodding him through social media or whatever for X, Y, and Z, and he falls right into the trap. Yeah. And it happens every single time. He could have just been up front and said, well, I want to play Mario Party with my girlfriend, and that's it.
But he wants to look, I have to make myself look good. Yeah, I'll blame it on John. I'm
going to blame it on John.
That big nose piece of shit.
Ed, yes.
He did not say that. I'm not saying that. I'm just joking there. But yeah, that's exactly what it is, Yeah. Oh, here's my scapegoat that I could get out of the situation. Because if I play with her, people are going to dumb down the video or something, or be mad that John's not there. So he didn't want to play it, right?
Yeah.
Let's get into some stuff here. Basically, from when he moved. In the Thanksgiving video that he put out, his timeline is completely fucked. He talks about how we had plans in the fall. He was going to move. He moved in June. And John and I had plans in the fall. We were going to start doing stuff. Now, on this same channel that he's saying these things on, there's videos from that time period he's talking about doing stuff in that summer.
Hey, DJ, well, you missed me covering the 8.5-minute beg video where it's just, guys, can't keep having slow streams. You guys have paid over $5,000 on Monday, but I need that money. I really do, in the form of tips. And now we're about halfway through the Rambo Howard video. So you missed the Gugats line, classic. You missed the part about how, I can't pay you guys. I need that money. And then he shows up in a BMW. And the board, the Street Fighter board, with the fight stick board and all that, where it doesn't work. Go ahead, have it. All right, fine. I'm going to pay this guy to fix it. Guy fixes it. Well, when am I going to get the board back? The fuck do you mean when you can get the board back? You gave it to me because it didn't work. You didn't want it anymore because it didn't work. I paid someone $40 to fix it, and now you want the board back? No. Screw that.
So his timeline is screwed, man. It's not true. There was no plan to wait till the fall or anything like that. Basically, what he said was after he moves in a couple weeks, we'll start doing things. So he moves in June. Things are fine. I actually go there and help him move some stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, let's get into this. So no, I'm not upset that he moved. Okay, and I'm angry or jealous or something, or I got left behind or something like that. If someone's moving, by the way, I've said this to him. I've said this publicly on the show. Right before he moved, he was on the show with me. If someone is moving or making a change in their life because they feel it will improve their life, I support that 100%. Just like I've always supported him 100%. You know, or anyone, man. Howie, if you tell me you're moving to Iceland tomorrow because it's going to give you a better life, I'm going to be over there helping you pack, dude.
Cool.
You know, how could you feel otherwise? And that's my take on that, man.
Speaking of moving and friends helping you move, when I was moving to my house from my old place, I'm at work. My friends show up, say, hey, give us the key to the house. What? Give us the key to the house. Sorry, sure. That's how close my friends are. My friends show up to my place of work, ask me for the house key to the new house. Right, sure, here. I get out of work. I get home. The key's taped to the door. You take the key off, open up my door. All my shit's in here. It wasn't put away, but all the boxes, all the like everything is in the house. While I'm at work, my friends moved my shit from my old place to my new place for me. Like, are you fucking kidding me? DSP, do you think DSP would ever do that for anyone? Hey, Ezermang. This is me covering the Beg video from last night and the John Howard video that he's going to respond to eventually. I want to beat him to the punch. But it's like, can you imagine DSP doing that for anyone? When Panda was leaving, do you think he helped her pack? Do you think he carried stuff down the stairs out to the car so she could take it to her new place? No. Never. He would never do that. In fact, he bitched about, oh, I should have all this shit behind, I should have all this stuff behind, guys, it sucks. Then during the DSP video, when he was responding down the rabbit hole, said, like, I should get come back for something. Tell him, no, you already moved out. Stop coming back here. Like, so wait. You were mad that she left stuff behind, but then during the Down the Rabbit Hole React video, you bitched that she kept coming back for her stuff. You told her, no, she moved out, she's not allowed in. The fuck? Like, are you shitting me? Your girlfriend, at the time fiance, moved across the country to be with you, and then you didn't let her get over her stuff out. Well, you moved out, so you don't, it's done. Go away. If you come back, I'll taunt you again. Well, my friends, show up at work, hey, give us the house key. Okay, here. I get home that night, all my shit's in the house. I was like, man, do we really feel like spending the next, 3 hours trying to put shit away? Yes. Yes, I do. And DSP won't even help his ex-fiancé move her shit out. Piece of shit.
Have you had friends that moved away? Do you hate them for doing that?
No. Still talk to them and everything else. And, going back, I wanted to touch a little bit on that whole moving thing, I was a little upset. I was very upset at the fact that he sent me a text message last minute asking me to do a co-op with him. And basically, actually, let me retract on that. Basically, I think what ended up happening was I got caught, he sent me a text message, I agreed to it. And I think I got caught in a jam with something.
Uh-huh.
And I told him, I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I got some stuff going on.
Videos
and this and that.
To give somebody
and basically,
for people to watch.
He makes me feel like shit. Mm-hmm. Because he writes back, he goes, well, if you don't show up, it just basically solidifies the fact that we're not friends.
Wow.
And, dude, he made me feel like shit. Seriously, like shit.
Yeah.
So what I said was, I was something I had to do with Jasmine. I told Jasmine, I go, listen, I'm just going to go, I'm going to end up going to this thing. The guy's leaving. And, whatever. So we go, we do our playthrough or whatever, right? So he goes ahead after the fact, never sends me a text message. Doesn't call me, doesn't ask me how I'm doing.
From when he moves.
From when he moves. So from that point, I sent him a couple of text messages here and there, and I'm gonna go into something, John, because this basically goes in line into what we were talking about.
Yep.
So I sent him text messages, some random ones, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. Doesn't reply back. So I thought that he changed his number.
Okay, so he moves in June.
Yeah.
You never hear from him again, basically.
So I never hear from him again. So
after him saying to you, if you don't come here, then you're solidifying that we're not friends. And
we're not friends, right?
Then he moves and there's no communication at all.
So December 29th rolls around last year.
Yeah, 2014.
And I get in 2014, and I get a message from Chris and a few other people that Scott passed away.
Yeah, I start getting messages from Chris, and you called me as well.
Yep. So
you should set it up because it has to do with the Street Fighter community.
It has to do with the Street Fighter community.
Which is a group of people, and we don't talk every day to everybody.
Yep.
But it's a group of people that is kind of like a brotherhood, if you will. Might sound silly, but that's what it is to us. It's a brotherhood of people that spend a lot of time together.
Now notice how these guys, the Street Fighter community, the fighting game community in general, we're a brotherhood. We may not talk to each other every day, but once a week you might send a text message to this guy. He might send you one like, oh, hey, here's a funny meme I saw here. What do you think? Do you think it's funny like I do? Notice how they talk about the FGC. How they talk about Street Fighter. How they talk about the people they met while traveling the country and going to tournaments and stuff. It's a brotherhood. Yes, DSP the same thing. No, they're all assholes. I should have won that tournament. But he used lag tactics. And of course, no one likes him. You're going to find people that played with John and Howard, if they remember, because it's been a while, but if they remember, you think they're going to say, oh, well, those guys were assholes, just sitting there snorting, not bathing for 3 days in a row, just smelling the place like you didn't want to play them anymore because you didn't want to stand that close. No. If they do remember playing with them, they're probably going to say good things about them. Like if John and Howard left a good enough impression on them that they remember, they're going to say good things. Unlike DSP.
Playing games and traveling and whatnot. And when something like this happens...
What are you talking about, Wesley? He has a lot of things to hang his hat on. He has his fourth place at EVO. He has his house in a gated community. By the way, guys, he's broke. Send him more money. He's got a bunch of statues and figurines and other toys that sit in a closet. He's got a cat. He's got a soulmate /wife /mom. See, he's got plenty of things to hang his hat on.
Everyone contacts each other, and we talk about it today.
And we talk about it. So
one of the brothers is fallen. Yeah.
So basically, Scott, and what people fail to realize is Scott is a very old school player. Old school player in the sense the guy was playing since like World Warrior. Mm-hmm. And he's the true fucking road warrior.
The true OG.
True OG, to the point that, just to throw this out there, if you guys, if anybody that's on this video ever goes and looks this up, the video of Daigo going from the first time Daigo ever showed up in the U.S., and this was for an Alpha 3 tournament in the 90s. Alpha 3 or Alpha, I think it was Alpha 3. Mm-hmm. And he flies from Japan, and the Japanese media are following him around, and this is when he was going to play in this tournament, and he fought, his opponent was Alex Valle, when Alex Valle was in his like teens.
Okay.
In the video, if you look in the video, fucking Scott's there. Now, Scott fucking went from Connecticut to fucking California to play Alpha 3. Okay?
Yeah.
He's a fucking OG.
Yeah.
He doesn't play anymore, but you got to give the guy respect for the accomplishments that he made in the Street Fighter community for the area that we live in.
Okay.
You know? So the guy passes away, right? So what do? I sent him a message.
And you're the only one, by the way, because I wasn't going to contact Phil because I wasn't talking to him at this point. Nobody else wanted to talk to him. But Howard here, who hasn't heard from Phil at that point many months since he moved, you decide I'll be the one to tell Phil.
Yeah, so I sent him a message.
Yes, notice that someone in the community dies. Everybody messages each other about it or calls each other about it to let them know in case they didn't. Except Phil. No one else in the community thought to tell Phil. It took someone like Howard, who hasn't talked to him in months. They're like, hey, just so you know, Chris died. How much of a piece of shit do you have to be where you were doing this for years? You were hosting tournaments with PlayStation 2s you bought with your employee discount at Best Buy. You traveled the country. You competed at EVO multiple times. You went and met a ton of people from all over the country sometimes all over the world that they flew in from Japan, like they just talked about, and not one of those people contacted Phil, except for Howard. Not a single person in that entire community that probably knew him for years, poorly, and bad images and all that, bad impressions, but knew him, not one contacted him until Howard did.
And I go, I didn't say anything hi or anything like that. The only thing, because the last time I did that, he didn't reply back to me. I said,
Just
hey,
one
Scott passed
follow
away.
on Twitter.
That's all I wrote.
Mhm.
Doesn't reply back to me. Then, this is what fucking burns me, okay?
Yeah.
This shit fucking burns the fuck out of me. What does the guy do? A week or two later, makes a video about Scott passing away. Dude, don't fucking publicize somebody's death. Are you fucking serious? You don't do that, man.
And the bigger issue is, like, he never said anything back to you.
Doesn't say anything back to me, but dude, don't publicize.
Oh, thanks for the information. I'll put this in
And
video, but I'm not going to say nothing to you.
Not only that, what does he do? He brings up T, right? Now, T at the time was like one of the greatest Street Fighter players in our area. If he was alive, he probably would have been one of the top players in the country, okay? And he starts fucking talking about this guy, right? So what does that do? Naturally, in our circle of friends, everybody is fucking fuming because there was no need to bring up T, there was no need to bring up Scott, there's no need to bring up people's deaths and publicize it and make money off of it. There's no need for that, man. And he did. You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself.
So there you go.
This is what I dude, if one of my friends died, I wouldn't be making a video about it. I wouldn't be publicizing their death.
Yeah.
It's terrible, man. Terrible.
It's dirty business, man.
It's dirty.
It's dirty.
After that, I don't fucking talk.
That was it for you.
That was it for me, man.
Yeah.
That was it for me.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. Jeez.
I'm sorry for being so
Highly doubt
angry
that's what
about
you
it,
do right now.
but this burns
X
me,
the
man,
doubt
because
on
it's things like this that we should even be avoiding.
Yeah. And like his whole thing will be to retort to you. His response will be that, oh, you should have told me that you feel
hey,
it, but you did. It's like it's back to the apology thing. It's you could tell someone.
Back to the apology fetish. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. Just give me a slap in the wrist and I'll not do it again. Except for the times that I do it again. Just during GTG's video that I watched yesterday, where he talks about how DSP expects for himself to fuck up, and for Twitch, you slap on the wrist. Maybe a 72-hour suspension. He even says in the video, I maybe slipped up 3 or 4 times in like 5 years, guys. It's totally okay. And then someone he used someone's montage of all the time of him saying words you're not supposed to be saying. That's not DSP, Ryan. You know that.
Someone so many times, right? And they apologize, but they keep doing the same behavior over and over. At a certain point, you realize this is who they are. They're not going to. They're not really apologizing.
Not sure exactly when.
They're not really going to change.
No,
this is how it is, and you have to make the decision: like, do I want this in my life or not? You know, which is affecting you in a negative way.
Yeah, it affected all of us in a negative way. And I'm at a point in my life, I'll be completely honest with you, where I'm getting older, and I'm starting to realize things more and more. And one of the things that I cherish in my life now are the people that are around me, man.
Absolutely.
That is what I cherish. I don't care about games. I don't care about about what I have. That doesn't.
If you had millions of dollars right now, but you had no one around you, you had no family or friends, but you had all the money, what is that a good life?
No, it's not.
I don't know.
It's not.
Yeah, I think it's only
if he moves away, which, like you said, at this point, it's your decision. We support you.
Absolutely.
Hope you do well in your endeavors.
I hope everyone does well.
But what happens? He leaves and he doesn't contact us. And the only reason and I hate to say this, it feels like the only reason he contacted you, John.
I get contacted. So I'm not going to say you were not contacted.
But why does he contact you? It's not because he wants to see how you're doing. It's to do playthroughs so he can make money.
Yeah, we'll get into this. So let me speak on this a little bit. So going back to his Thanksgiving video, he says there's a lot of rumors about why we're not doing stuff. And he goes, it's definitely not about the money, and it's not about me revealing something personal. It's definitely not that. But it could possibly be that I just moved and they're resentful about that.
Yeah.
So it could be that one, I guess, because that doesn't make him look bad.
Exactly. It doesn't make him look bad. It makes it look like he did nothing wrong. It's not about me fucking up. No, it's because I moved. They're just jealous and I moved to a gated community, guys.
Anyway, no. Well, that's funny. So, anyway, he moves. What he told me is a couple weeks, when he's settled, he's going to contact me and we start doing stuff. So a couple weeks go by. He starts contacting me about things. And quite frankly, he's being pushy about it a little bit. I need to, let's do it. When do you want to do it this weekend? What time this weekend? Is getting really kind of hammering out a date, kind of pressuring. And I think at one week we even had a date to record something. But I canceled on him because I was going through a very difficult period at this point. And I had every intention and desire to do stuff with him at this point. I had basically destroyed myself, Howard, as you know. I talked to you about it. And it's not me complaining, because being a man, if I'm talking about being a man, I feel like being a man is you make choices and then you deal with the consequences, right?
Yeah.
You don't run to complain online or cry about what the world owes you all these things. You deal with what you got to deal with, man.
Nice, Luis.
So I basically had a lot. I basically had a lot happening. I had really run myself into the ground, sacrificing a lot of things. Doing his content too. I was doing stuff with Phil as well, and like I said, my job is I'm an independent contractor. I work in real estate.
I might be able to
You have to go out on your own and do things to find work. Like you don't just show up for 8 hours and you get a check. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
So I wasn't doing a lot of real life things because I was sacrificing to make something I believed in and had desire to do. That was my own choice. Okay, I'm not complaining about it. But I was in a bad spot. It was winding down. I had to start figuring out real life things. So I basically told him, listen, when I need to finish this episode, it's almost done. Okay, I need to figure some things out. When I'm done, I'll contact you and we can do things. Okay? I actually didn't do my own show, the show. I didn't do it for all of July because I was doing precisely that. I was trying to figure things out. And I didn't do much of anything else. I was working on my stuff, man. Getting things done. So I'm finally done with the episode in August. August 13th, it comes out, which is a Wednesday. And I'm pretty burnt. I immediately decide I'm going to go on a vacation for a couple days. So I go to Twitter and I say, thanks everyone for watching the episode.
I saw the first one. I didn't
I'm
see
going
the
into the
second
woods
one,
for a while.
Luis.
I'll be back soon. I went to Bear Mountain, Howard. Have you ever been?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yes, I have.
So I went to Bear Mountain. I camped out in the woods. I unplugged everything. There's no phones, nothing. Okay? Kind of like detox, man, staring at a computer screen for, at that point, a long time.
Wow. I never knew about this.
I did this again this year. I do this every year now.
Okay.
So I did put a message. I didn't contact him and say, the episode's up because, like I said, there was an agreement that we talked about where I said, when I'm ready to do stuff, I will let you know. It should be soon. But the episode comes out. I put on Twitter, I'm going away. He notices while I'm gone, he notices the episode comes out. So while I'm away, he starts throwing me messages again. I'm not around to respond to them. So that weekend, he makes a video, one of his videos that he puts out. He says, I've been trying to reach John, but he won't respond to me. Okay? I come back
John was busy.
from my trip. I got messages from him. I got messages from other people saying, why the fuck won't you talk to Phil? Phil's upset. And I'm kind of pissed about that, Howard.
Womp womp.
Yeah, you should be.
So I'm kind of pissed about this. I don't contact him. I basically say, look, I'm going to keep holding him to what I said weeks ago, which is when I'm ready, I'm going to do stuff. I will contact him. The following week, I get more messages. They mostly are like, how are you doing? And then as soon as you say good, then it immediately goes right into the videos. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. It's like a setup and then videos. Videos. Are we going to make the videos? Let's do some videos. I need to tell people when we're making the videos. Let's do some videos. I don't respond to any of these messages because, like I said, I'm in kind of a bad spot. The episode had come out. Now I'm kind of like, all this time is kind of freed up. So I'm piecing my life back together, putting things back together. And I got things going on that actually matter beyond making videos with him. Okay? So I eventually get a message from him in the middle of the night, Howard. And it wakes me up because I'm sleeping. And I'm pissed off because I have to work the next morning. So I believe I woke up, I'm pissed
There's
off.
another great part of these videos. So as he just said, he's sleeping. It's the East Coast. It's probably 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. And then DSP gets a hold of him. Because DSP's still up, getting drunk.
Go back to sleep. I remember waking up the next morning and very quickly responding to this in a very nondescript text response, which was basically, please count me out for a while. I'm looking to move. I'm trying to get money together to move. YouTube isn't going to help with that, which is in reference to doing stuff with him, okay? Because my stuff that I was doing isn't monetized, and I'm not looking to, I wasn't looking to make money with that. It's my creative outlet. And I said, I'm around most nights. Please call me, okay? So Howard, I'm thinking the next day, Phil will call, right?
Yep.
Because I basically expressed I'm having a tough time, and I said, please call me. So I'm thinking the next day is I'll get a call and we'll talk about things. What I would have told him was, hey man, I need maybe 2 or 3 months to get my stuff together, to get healthier and actually go to work and undo some damage, which is again I did by choice. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
But instead, what happens, Howard, is I'm going about my business the next day. I get a text from the Air Raid Lord, and he says, "Sorry to hear about what happened." And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I'm sorry to hear that you're leaving YouTube."
The fuck are
I
you
start
talking
getting other
about?
tweets from various people with similar sentiments. So I go, what the hell's going on here? So I go right to his channel, and I see that Phil did not actually call me. He instead made a video, a monetized video, by the way, where he publicly reads the text out loud for whatever reason. He goes on to give me a bunch of compliments and then kind of buries me after that, which is a weird mixture that he likes to do sometimes. It's like it's okay if I speak negatively because I complimented you first, so kind of it's okay.
That's another tactic of DSP of, oh, he's such a great guy, but he insulted me, so it's okay for me to insult him back. Well, how did he insult you? I texted him and he didn't text me back because he was sleeping. It's bullshit. Well, sorry, DSP, not everyone's getting drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, right? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
He does the same thing where he goes, "I'm going to be honest with everyone." That usual spiel.
Terrible analogy.
He talks about how John's giving up on YouTube. He doesn't want to do stuff on YouTube anymore. He kind of implies like I'm upset about views. I'm not getting enough credit or views or money, and very far from my feelings on things.
That's awesome.
I don't think I ever. It's very hard to make the argument that I tried to make a living on YouTube or I tried to make money on YouTube. Okay, the stuff I put out is not going to reach a lot of people. It's not really possible. It's a 2-hour podcast, which is weird. It's a web series that's weird. It's very different than taking a video game that millions of people know about. It's advertised and doing a playthrough. People can find you in a search. And like for my stuff, I know what the ceiling is. Like the first Shot My Whole Bunch episode, however, is like 20,000 views.
Yeah.
That's my ceiling. It's not 200,000, 2 million, 20,000. I then spent the next 3 years making more of those, knowing what that ceiling is. It's never a goal to get fame or money. It's like, this is what I like to do.
I'm happy to
This is what
get
I wanna
2,000
make,
views on a video,
The show we've done,
let alone 200.
almost 200 episodes. We know what the ceiling is.
Yeah,
We need to do
exactly.
it. So I get all these messages from people saying, I always liked your content. Sorry to hear you're leaving.
Wow.
In the same video, he talks about how he's the exception. So I'm the one in the million that can do this, that can make it. Well, congratulations, man. Again, we don't make the same type of content. And he refers to himself as the realest motherfucker on the internet when he's spewing misinformation.
Ah, gross, Wesley.
When he could have just called. And by the way, Howie,
Yep.
Don't mention peanut butter. Apparently, there's a recall on the Jif peanut butter. Sad face.
he has never actually called me to this day, which is 15 months later. Well,
did you try emailing him, John? He only responds to emails. You can't call him.
maybe 13 months. He's never actually called.
Yes, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's
And in this
exactly
video
what they
he
look
said,
like.
I'm going to call him. He's never actually called me.
Yeah. Now do you want I don't know. I just why don't you roll into the next bit?
All right, hold on. So
Yeah.
I feel like as a friend, you would call and you say, what's going on? Is there something I could do to help you out? Which is what you did. We talked, right?
Yeah.
And you would check in once in a while. And
I
how you
call
doing?
John maybe once a week just to see how he's
Uses
doing.
I'll tell you
the
again,
one who
this is
deals
what's
with
going on.
UV lights, right?
It's not that you could fix the situation. I'm looking for someone to be like, I'm going to fix your problems. It's, talking it out, right? Let you know I support you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's that. And I want to talk about this. He'll often say, I'm the realist. I'm the most, here's honestly this. Here's the truth of the matter. When people do that, they're usually doing it for a reason. It's usually because they're not telling the truth.
Exactly.
Every time you spoke and you go,
Every time someone says, you can trust me because I always tell the truth, they're lying. Every time someone's like, oh, who do you believe? Me or your lying eyes? They're lying.
here's the honest truth of it. Let me be honest with you for a second. I'm the most honest. I'm the realist. That's a warning sign.
Yeah, big one.
Because why you
Definitely
feel the need
get
to say
hold of
that?
them. But thankfully, they've cut themselves off from the
On his
internet. Seems
Thanksgiving video, he
they
talks
moved on
about,
with their lives,
I have no idea what I did
doing much
wrong.
better.
I didn't do anything wrong. If you go to that video from August where he's reading my text, there's random people in the comments, man. and on Twitter and whatnot, that don't know Phil personally, don't know me personally, well before there's a problem, that there's an obvious problem between us publicly. There's people that are saying, maybe you shouldn't read someone's text out loud like that.
Yeah.
So there's random people that will watch and immediately go, why are you reading someone's text out loud? Obviously, it's a private message. Why are you doing that? But here we are all these months later, and he still has no idea. But random people can figure it out immediately after watching the video.
Yep.
You know. So that was pretty much it. That kind of broke the back right there, man. Because again, you had all the stuff in the past, which many times saying things publicly that's saying things publicly about me that's not true, and then saying please don't do that. And here we go, like the biggest infraction of all, in my opinion. It's a big thing for me, man. Trust, you know, because how do you really be friends with someone if you can't trust them? How do you tell them things? Part of friendship is kind of like the intimacy of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You can share things about your feelings or family or whatever. Hell, that's it's gone. It's gone right there, man. So
What? Telling people about your feelings, your family, your friends? Oh wait, DSP doesn't have feelings or family or friends to talk about.
I don't respond to it. I don't say anything publicly. My reaction is basically like, all right, he says he's going to call me. In that video, he actually says he's going to call me. Let's see if he calls.
So, in the interim,
Well, that's why
I'm
the
gonna roll
peanut
into
butter
this one. In
guy.
the interim,
recalls salmonella,
in the middle of
apparently.
this, he starts sending text messages.
Which I
First, he
knew
starts
about
with
because
John. Starts sending
get the
John
email,
these
"Hey,
text messages,
you bought
like in the middle of the
this."
night. So
Like,
now, when you do the math, right? John starts getting text messages at 6 o'clock in the morning. That means it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. So now, when you start reading them, you start looking at it, and it doesn't make any sense why he's even texting, and it's not even coherent. So you start wondering if the guy was like, if he's been drinking and texting.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's really weird. So basically, I called John up, and John goes, yeah, he's texting me. It's really weird, and he keeps texting me, and I'm not responding back, and and like when he texts, like he's sending these messages, like he does feel sorry on one end, but but then he says something that like later that contradicts it completely. So
You just
get
get
the
the point
funny
like
does
this is not
funny.
good. This is not good to have in my life.
yeah, it's
And
not
it's
good
sad
to
because-
have. Yeah,
And it doesn't mean you hate the person. It doesn't mean that you wish them ill. It's like you hope they could fix whatever they got going on,
yeah.
but they're just doing too much damage to you and themselves. You know.
Yeah, and then you look at it and you're like,
That's what it's like.
there's no consistency there's no rhyme or reason, no consistency to what he does. So and then John goes like, just get ready because you're probably going to get a text message. So a few weeks ago, what does he do? He texts me,
Yeah.
and it's weird because he starts off with like, hey,
So I heard you hate me now or something.
yeah,
Like, based
he goes,
on what?
hey,
Yeah?
I haven't talked to you in a while. I hear you and John both hate me now.
Yeah.
No one, I haven't talked to this guy in like
Is there someone telling him the wrong
Yeah.
things? I don't know.
I haven't-
Maybe
I
there
haven't-
is.
I haven't talked to this guy since he left. The
Yeah.
day that he left, that was the last time I talked to him.
Yeah, there's rewinding a bit. So after he does the video with the text message and all that,
Yeah.
he did a pre-stream like the following weekend where he says like stuff with John had kind of become stale anyway. It was basically an attempt to be like the entire thing was basically like to write me out. You know?
Yep. I can't get John on here anymore. I know. Guys, you don't want John on my content anymore. You told me that it's getting stale and boring. So I've decided to not have John on my content anymore. Well, the reason you don't have John on your content anymore is because you pissed him off. Because you treated him like shit.
You know, for no reason. Because like if you just called, I would have told him, "Hey man, give me like a month or two." But it was an attempt to kind of write like we don't need John anymore. He's a fucking loser. He's got all problems, and we don't need him. We're gonna keep going with watch my stuff. Got very defensive, like almost like I was doing something wrong to him when I really wasn't.
Yeah.
I did not wrong him by not being able to do his content. There's a video, man, that somebody sent to me, okay, which was taken from one of his streams, dude. So he basically was talking about me around this time period, maybe it was like August or September, and he's going off about how John lives with his parents. John lives in the middle of nowhere. He's got all these problems. And as usual, yeah, it's like what I was saying. Like, we don't need that fucking loser around here, you know. He didn't specifically say the loser part, but he did say the other stuff.
Well, he lives with his parents and instead of a condo he can't afford. Impress some chick he worked with at the bank. Good for you, John.
But here's the thing: he doesn't know anything about my house,
That's
who
what
I
will be
live with.
lightning.
He has
It's
never
gonna be
been
glorious.
to my home. He's never expressed interest in doing that. He doesn't really know.
So these guys are friends for years. They've traveled the country for years together. And DSP has never been to Rambo's house. They have been friends with each other for years. They have taken planes, trains, and automobiles all across the country. And not once has DSP ever been to his house. I'm just stunned by that. How do you not go to your friend's place at least once? Your friend's willing to drive all the way goddamn down to Connecticut to do stuff with you, and then travel to New York to go see WrestleMania, and travel across the country to go to Street Fighter tournaments and stuff. How do you not? Just once. Like, hey, let's go to your place. I want to check it out. No, after I go get something to eat, whatever. Not once did DSP do that.
Who's in my life or anything about the situation. And you guys saying things like that on a public stream.
Yeah.
Someone that's supposed to be your friend. So I contact him after this. Immediately after, sent him a text message because he wants to say that no one ever expressed any problems, or I don't ever heard of any problems of John having with me. So I sent him a text and said, I caught wind that you're saying very private things. By the way, not true things, lies about me in one of your streams. I expect that you will not be posting that to YouTube. I hope that you will not be uploading that to YouTube.
Of course, it got
So
uploaded to YouTube.
he didn't respond,
Videos.
and I do not believe that you did. I don't think he did actually post it. It was one of those like pre-stream things.
Wow, that'd
Well,
be
again,
first.
it's like, what is going on here, man?
Yeah.
The next time I hear from him, he asks, would you like to be on Hate Live? Which I tell him I can't do. He gets kind of frustrated about it, and I kind of listen, man, I'm doing my own show this week. Like, I'm not available to do that. It's basically like every interaction has to eventually do with videos and stuff, man. He talked about the Thanksgiving video, talks about, like, we were talking about shows and stuff. It'll be a message like, hey, you're watching Gotham. And I'll be like, yeah, it's pretty decent. And then it'll just immediately turn into, yeah, let's record this weekend.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you thinking, man? And I'll admit there's many texts he sends which I just don't respond to, because how do you trust it, man?
Yeah.
How do you trust this isn't going to become something that's I got to talk about in a video now?
Yeah,
See,
pretty
John's
much.
talking to me all the time.
And that's that's one of the reasons why I was reluctant to why I didn't reply to that text message, because I looked at it and said, well, if John went through this nonsense with him going ahead and posting these text messages on or reading these things on his vlogs, then what's it going to keep him from doing it with me?
Or if you respond, it becomes like, oh, Howard's talking to me. What the fuck, John's?
Yeah. So why even put myself in that predicament? That's why I didn't even bother texting him back. I just left it like that. But and then, like I said, he goes, writes these text messages, sends text messages to John, then sends me a text message, and then what does he do right after? He goes ahead, he posts a video.
Yeah, this was maybe 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and then what does he do? This week he goes and posts this video on Thanksgiving.
So yeah, 2 weeks ago we both got texted like the middle of the freaking night while we're
Middle of the night. I got this
sleep,
text message. It was like 5.
Again, middle of the night while he's getting drunk and they're trying to sleep because they got to sleep for their work the next day.
It was like 4:30 no, it was 5:30 in the morning. So that was like, I think it was like 3 in the morning over there, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I look at it and I talked to John. And I said, I really think he's drinking.
He basically, these texts, I'm not going to go word for word because that's what happened to me. I'm not going to do that, but he basically expressed that he wants to kind of work things out.
Yeah.
But he really doesn't, because you saw what he did on Thanksgiving. So it was basically like an ultimatum kind of thing. Like, if you don't fucking talk to me, respond to me right now, then I'm going to go publicly and try to fuck you, publicly.
Yeah.
So you're not really apologetic if you're doing that. You're not really trying to make things right. And you're really not hurt by the situation. Okay? And like, if you and I had a problem, Howie, which you never know.
I know, right?
And I felt really bad that you're not speaking to me. I'm probably not going to make the things worse.
No.
By saying shit like whatever he said, the insults that he said in a public video.
Yeah. And
it's almost like he's always got to try to save face. I'm the winner. There's no winner in this situation, man.
And I would try to address it personally versus doing it the way he does. And personally, I'll be completely honest with you, John. I really think that he watches too much WWE, because it feels like, no, I'm not lying, dude. It feels like,
This is great, guys. Put on your listening ears again.
if it really feels like he tries to make his channel like that, where it's full of drama. It's all drama,
right, yeah.
just to try to create controversy so that he can get more views.
Yeah,
And
we're feeding into it right now.
and we're feeding into it
So,
right
like I
now.
said, he's still finding ways to monetize us after this time. But
Yeah.
let's bring up that. So WWE Smart Guys, man. People often ask him like, "Are you doing Smart Guys?" And they'll just throw me under the bus. Like, it's up to John. It's 100% on him.
Not only that, but I feel the reason DSP even got into wrestling was because of Rambo. If Rambo hadn't been into it, he wouldn't have been into it. Because people have in the past have asked him, like, oh, who was your favorite wrestler growing up? I don't know. There's too many to choose. Like, he never has any specifics. Like, well, what was your favorite show? What was your favorite match? Who were your favorite wrestlers? I can't choose any of that, guys. It's impossible. Almost like he didn't watch it until he met Rambo, and Rambo was involved. Me, growing up, obviously you gotta love Hulk Hogan, because he was the face of wrestling for the longest time. Then as I got older and got into Attitude Era, for me, Kane, Big Show, Hardy Boys. Favorite match? The very first TLC was fantastic. Mankind Hell in the Cell match with Undertaker, you can't go any better than that. But DSP can't give you any specifics. He can't give you a name of a wrestler. He can't even tell you Hogan. Like, we know he loves Hogan, but he can't even say, well, when I was growing up, my favorite wrestler was Hogan, guys. He was everywhere. He can't even say that.
Well, if we'll do it, I got some text from him from last summer where he's basically like, "Let me know when you want to do Smart Guys, so I'll start watching wrestling again." So what that says to me is like you're not really a fan of it.
Thank you, Rambo, for pointing out that he's not really a fan of it. Like, he's not watching it because you're not doing videos together? Huh, almost like he's not really a fan. I mean, shit, even now, I'll legally find online, like, the Royal Rumble matches. Don't know the majority of the guys in the matches anymore, but I still watch Royal Rumble. I'll still watch SummerSlam. I'll still find WrestleMania. Like, I'll still find this stuff because, I want to keep up on it. Or AEW, I've been watching some AEW here and there. Or like when Pat McAfee interviewed Brock Lesnar. That was a great watch to hear and see stuff like that. Even though I'm not a big fan, I'm not a huge fan, I'm not watching Monday Night Raw, and then NXT, and then AEW, and then SmackDown. Like, I'll just catch up every now and then. Like, oh, hey, Pat McAfee's doing commentary on SmackDown. That's awesome. Oh, this guy went over to AEW, and here's his first match. I guess I'll check it out. But DSP, Mr. I'm a huge fan, guys. I'm doing Smart Guys with John Rambo, my best friend. Uh-oh, John Rambo's not doing videos with him anymore? Immediately stops watching it. I have watched stuff from Japan All Pro, but I'm not actively seeking that. I've seen clips from, like, Twitter and stuff. Like, the one guy, like, someone's bouncing off the ropes behind him, he'll jump up, do a backflip over him, land on his back, then do a kip up, then land back on his feet as the other guy bounces off the other rope. Like, holy shit, that is impressive. I mean, he does it multiple times. Like, that's what he's known for, is doing a backflip over the guy's bouncing off the ropes, land on the mat, do a kip up, back onto his feet. It's like, holy shit, that's impressive. I need to get this guy in AEW or WWE, because holy shit, that's impressive. Anyways, back to this.
You don't really watch it. You will watch it if you could make a video about it, and you're going to make a video about it because you want to monetize a video.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just really weird, you know. Like I'll start watching when you let me know that we're going to do the show. Otherwise, I'm not going to fucking look at it. You know, I don't know. Let's go to Thanksgiving last year, man.
What's even funnier? A couple years later, WWE Champions comes out.
I'm just trying. We only got maybe a couple things here left just to get out of here. Not ruin the entire day here.
Yeah.
Because life is good, man. If you let life be good, there's a lot of great things you could be doing with yourself.
Oh, exactly.
So, yeah, on the Thanksgiving video that he put out this year, he talks about how last year he was not invited on the Black Friday show that we did for 2014. Never mind the fact that OJ wasn't actually there either. Does that mean that, I hate OJ? It was actually just you and I, actually.
Yep.
And he also doesn't bring up the fact that last year on Thanksgiving, is when he decided to unfollow me on Twitter. Which again, like today, you're supposed to be with your family and and friends and whatnot, and causes me to get a bunch of shitty messages, just like this year. It causes you to get a bunch of shitty messages and cause problems, drama that you don't need, man, and you're not looking for and don't deserve, really.
Especially when it's
So
Thanksgiving.
there's something out there where people will be like, people are saying John unfollowed Phil on YouTube, but the fact of the matter is I never actually followed him in the first place, so I didn't unfollow him. I also didn't follow OJ and Howard. I didn't follow any of you guys on YouTube, so I didn't actually follow him and then consciously unfollow him. That's like very fourth grade nonsense, which he has done. He doesn't follow. I still follow him on Twitter, actually, because I'm not going to go through the trouble of unfollowing someone like I'm third grade. But he's unfollowed all of us in all things.
Yeah.
Okay.
He like I said, he threw the first stone. So now he's wondering why we don't talk to him. And then, when you start looking at some of the underlying issues, you'll realize why.
It's a freaking circus, man.
It's a circus.
He's doing the Patreon. He talked about the shirts.
Yep.
So we're just kind of emptying the barrel here,
Yeah.
A couple months ago, maybe it was September or August of 2015 this year, he put out a montage of a co-op playthrough that we did and put ads on there. And it's pretty obvious that I don't want to do anything with you or be associated with you. And then just let me put out a video that's got John in it, so I could put ads on it.
Wow.
And why would you? Well, I can see why you would do it, but again, there's obviously some problems with the relationship. Why do you think that's a good idea?
Wow.
On top of other nonsense, man, he talks about behind my back on his forum or elsewhere. And I always catch wind of it, man. People throw it my way, and it gets to a point where it's too much, man.
Yeah, and then you figure if you don't, because then what happens is you don't go ahead and address it. And we were trying to avoid addressing this for a long time. But like I said, he goes and makes a video, and then he starts with this shit again with, making a video, trying to, and like I say it all the time, and a lot of other people say it, he's terrible at damage control, terrible. And sometimes when he addresses things, it makes it ends up being even worse than what it really was.
And I think we probably didn't even have to do this.
Yeah.
Because when someone says it's 100% on their side, I did nothing wrong. No one believes that.
No,
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Never
Some
forget
people
that.
do. Well, most people are smart enough to be wait a second, that's really.
Yeah.
These other people we just lost our minds and became these fucking heinous villains. And
Yes, became evil detractors.
it's usually not how
Hey,
the real world
Toolshed.
works, man. Yeah, maybe you're out to some of that WWE thing. I think you might be out to something with that philosophy.
And I like I said, he you can tell just even from the beginning, why, even from his name, the King of Hate, and it's he enjoys.
The King of Hate. Ah, yes. And it's wait. This guy went to WrestleMania with Howard or Rambo, whichever one it was. Pretty sure it's Rambo. But when Rambo's not making videos with him, doesn't watch it at all. How do you go from going to WrestleMania to not watching it at all because, I'm not going to do the video with my friend, I'm not going to watch it? My friend's busy on football Sunday and he's got to do stuff, so we're not going over there to hang out and watch a bunch of football. You know what I do? Watch it at home. Because I still like football. Unlike DSP, who likes nothing except for gin and WWE champions.
Enjoys that. He lives by that. And it's I understand if it's a facade for YouTube or, whatever the case may be, but when you're doing these things in real life to people that are close to you, and you start questioning whether or not, if it's a facade or if it's the real you,
And look, man, at the end of the day, he didn't kill anybody.
No, he didn't.
He doesn't deserve to be put in prison or something or crucified or anything like that. I have no hatred towards him. I wish him the very, very best. I feel like everything we addressed here today is just stuff that's been put out there that needed to get the other side of it. A lot of misinformation. And that stuff, that'll piss you off, man. People say things about you that aren't true enough times. You gotta get your story out there. I think there's people out there who probably still won't believe or will deny things that were said here today.
Yeah,
it's whatever, man.
And it's not going to matter anyways, because no matter how you look at it, you got to live by that philosophy. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. And that's what's going to end up happening. Anything that we talk about today is going to get misconstrued in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's why I don't want to get involved. I got other stuff to do, man.
May have taken 7 years to happen, but yes. 7 years later, everything they just said is going to get twisted and misconstrued by DSP.
Yeah,
I got fun things to do. Life is pretty simple, man. I know I think you kind of cracked the code. You go to your job, you do the best you can. You go to your job and maybe you don't like your job that much, but everything leads to something else. You know what I mean? Like wherever you may work out there, you're learning something. You may not realize that, but you're getting something out of it. You're getting life experience, and that you could apply to something else. And I think life is kind of like a ladder, and you keep trying to climb to greater heights. You know.
Oh yeah.
And then when you're off time, you don't spend your time shitting on other people. You don't spend your time being angry about things or feeling like the world owes you stuff. You spend your time doing something you might enjoy with people that you enjoy being around.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. You don't need millions of dollars, my friends. You don't need to have all the views or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. Last time, and like I said, I live by that. The last time I checked, YouTube doesn't sign my check, so.
Well,
To me, it doesn't really.
Would you really want? Okay. Would you really want them to? Would you want?
No,
them to be
I personally wouldn't because I
DSP
can't.
has no interest in anything.
I can't
other than
deal with
gin
that.
and
It's
spending
constantly
money.
having and like I said, I'm going to give credit where credit is due, and I'll be completely honest with you. I'm very impressed at how successful he has gotten.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a very successful person for what he has done. In the past 5-6 years, and he was a pioneer in the beginning. I'm not going to say that he wasn't.
Absolutely.
But I think he's stuck in a rut. There's a lot of Let's Players, and it's hard to compete now unless you do things differently. And I think
And he does nothing differently except for the begging and the dragging things on for fucking ever. This man took a 15-minute demo and turned it into an entire late stream. How? It's amazing how the only thing he does differently from others is worse.
in a really bad spot, and that's why he's trying to reach out to us, but he doesn't know how to reach out. He does it in a negative way, and it really
Just
burns.
too much damage has been done.
Too much damage has been done, and it continues being, and the damage continues because he doesn't know how to divert the damage.
Yeah.
He just adds to it.
But I do care about him, and I hope he does great things.
Yeah,
I hope he could. If he is in some sort of, I don't really know, honestly. If he's in a tough spot, emotionally or whatever, income wise, I hope he can turn around. I think he can. I think he can do it.
Yeah. And I just want to throw this out there, and this is for John and myself. This is the last time we're going to address this. I'm not going to continue doing this. He says one thing, we say another. I'm not going to do this. Yeah. This is the first and the last time I'm going to address this.
Well,
and that's
for you. I might. We'll see.
Yeah.
But you're done. You're done with it.
I'm pretty much done because it's...
Spoiler, Howard nor Rambo ever talked about this again, thankfully. They moved on with their lives, did better for themselves, while DSP just got worse and worse.
You know what?
Exactly, Ryan.
All right, here, I'll say this, okay?
Yeah.
I'll say this. So, instead of making a monetized response video or trying to, post something on your forum or maybe I won't see it or something like that, or trying to make profit off any of this, do what you said you were going to do back in August 2014. Give me an actual call. Give me the call.
Call never happened, and sure enough, 7 years later, DSP is going to use this video to make even more money.
Call that you promised that you were going to do.
Give both of us the call.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Give the call. I'll be happy to talk to you about whatever you want to talk about. Okay?
Yep.
And then that's that, man. That's that. And people want to come here and, well, you can come here and do whatever you want. Really, it's just a bootleg channel. We put it together. But if you want to shoot on me, and if you people out there, if you guys want to shoot on me and say like your views are shit, or whatever you want to say, man, my channel is me having fun with my friends. I don't put ads on my stuff because I don't have to. I don't ask the audience for anything except to hopefully have a good time and have a great time doing what I do. So please, again, tell me that I'm not successful. Okay? Tell me I'm not successful. Or you could just, do the usual thing and say you're a big-nosed piece of shit. But, that's true. That part is true.
You Jew-nosed bastard.
Whoa. Let's calm down, buddy. Is that the end of this thing, this atrocity?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Do you have any plans for the rest of the day? Maybe make some rant videos about other people out there.
No, I'm going to Bass Pro Shops.
Oh, right on, man.
So,
what are you picking something up?
No, we're just going to go. Yeah, maybe. Jasmine wanted to go because I went there the other day, and apparently you can bring your dog in and take a picture with Santa. Good stuff.
You bring Lady in?
Yeah, I'm bringing Lady in. She's going to take a picture with Santa.
I want this photo signed by you and the dog. I want the dog's print on the photo.
On the photo?
Now here's two friends talking. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take my dog to the mall to go see Santa, get a picture with him. Well, I want to autograph by Santa, you, and the dog. Like, I want the paw print on that photo. That's be a great picture. Here's just two friends talking about, oh, what are you going to be doing? I'm going to be doing this. Oh, that's great. Talking to each other, supporting each other, laughing about stuff. Something you've never heard from DSP in the past 7 years.
Oh man! All right.
All right, man. I gotta move on from this.
Okay.
All right. Adios, everybody.
It's like that, the video is over. It's amazing to think that stuff they talk about 7 years ago still happens today. Nothing has changed with DSP. And some of the legendary moments that, again, I've never watched it. I've never sat down and watched it like this. Only done bits and pieces here and there. Beginning the Gugats line, classic. And the story about the fight stick that, it's broken, it doesn't work anymore. Go ahead, you can have it. If you forget it to work, great. Alright, fine. I paid this guy $40 and he fixed it. Well, can I have it back? No! Why the fuck would I give it back to you? You gave it to me because it didn't work. DSP is always gonna DSP. He's always gonna be a fucking pig roach, isn't he? But what you gonna do, right? Well, point and laugh at him. React to this video before he does. Beat him to the punch. Especially since June 4th, I'll be at ColossalCon, so I won't be able to watch him reacting to it, unfortunately. I can't wait. ColossalCon, so much fun. I've not been able to get an itinerary yet. Normally you can get on Eventbrite and like, oh hey, at 7 a.m. this is happening, at 8 a.m. this is happening, 9 a.m. in this room this is happening. So you kind of plan out your day like, well, first I want to go here, then I want to go to there, I want to do this Q&A, then I want to go to this tech talk, I want to go to this karaoke event, then I want to go to this concert, then I want to go here. Yeah, they don't have the list out yet, so don't know what's going on yet, unfortunately. Anyways, hopefully I was able to entertain you, if not inform you as well. Got a great laugh out of the first video of him just crying, begging that he needs money to pay his bills. That $5,000 he got on Monday just wasn't enough, guys. He needs more. I just love that because of the bank leaks and the bankruptcy, we know he doesn't have any savings. It's not like he's doing this while having all of his debt paid off and another $300,000 stashed away. No, he's doing this while having nothing. He doesn't own anything. This man makes enough. He could have paid off that Toyota in 5 months. He could have taken what he makes in 5 months, paid off that Toyota. Instead, he spends it all on WWE Champions, and DoorDash, and gin, and Total Wine, and everything else. This man could have paid his taxes easily, and still paid off that Toyota in 5 months. And if he had done one phone call, been renting out that Connecticut condo. Guys, it's $1,200 a month, but I'm only bringing in $800. That's still $800 a month extra to go towards your bills. Instead, he has nothing. When the bank leaks happened, he didn't even have $150 in his bank account. Can you imagine someone making $10,000 average a month, every month for years, sometimes more, has less than $150 in his bank account? DSP, you were handed a golden ticket multiple times. You were the premier person on Blip. You were one of the top 10 biggest people on Blip TV, and then you had to pretend to be a Nazi. You had Machinima. Machinima told you, hey, we're trying to figure out what's going on. Give us a few days, we'll figure this out. Now, give me the CEO now or fire me. Alright, you're fired. If he had waited a few days, they could have figured out what's going on, fix things for him. But nope, he had to fuck that up. Then he jumps to Curse, and then he leaves Curse for Lativia, and then, oh wait, that's a scam, goes back to Curse. Then he causes so many issues for Curse that they get rid of him. Man making nearly $2 million, if not more at this point. And he has less than $150 in his bank account. He doesn't own his house / condo. He doesn't own his car. He owns nothing. And so when you're having a bad day, things are going to shit, just realize this man has fucked up his life so hard that a lot of people get on YouTube to point and laugh at him. I do it. Tevin did it. LSB did it. Hate Army Watch. Mighty D. GTG. Pup in a Sharp Suit. I mean, come on. That's what we do. We go on here, we point and laugh at him. And others, like Ethan Ralph. George Senda for a bit until he went to bitch mode. Although apparently he aired porn the other day. He was trying to show off something on his iPad and oops, there was porn on there. Haha. Just getting on here to make fun of people and doing reviews and doing live streams and having a great time with it. Well, DSP has to do it for a living and still finds a way to fuck it up, and I love it. Well, I guess with that, guys, I'm sorry to pass. What time is it? It is 5. Ooh, it's 5:13 already. Sheesh. It's been over 2 hours of doing this. Mind you, this video right here is an hour and a half long. The other video was 8.5 minutes. I just did, let's see, an hour 33 plus 8. I just did an hour and 41 minutes of video in 2 hours. DSP is talking about how his react video to John Howard video, that live stream may be 2 days. He may be doing it for 2 days reacting to the John Howard video. I did the Howard video and the DSP Beg video in 2 hours. He's talking about this one video might take 2 days. DSP, this is why I love watching you, because you're entertaining for all the wrong reasons. With that, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. I'll be working the whole time, but on Monday, my buddy was like, hey, we're going golf after golf. I'll be going to my mom's house. We're going to be doing a barbecue. We're going to be opening up with a pool. It's like, I'll make sure I bring extra clothes with me. I won't be able to go golfing because I'll be at work at the time, but barbecue? What do you guys need me to bring? I can stop at Aldi's. I can stop at Walmart. I can stop at Kroger. I can stop at like, whatever you guys need, let me know. I'll grab it on my way over and then drop it off when I get there. All right, barbecue, food, drinks, swimming. All right, let's do this. DSP's Memorial Day weekend plans? Guys, I need that money. Guys, we haven't had a tip in over 37 minutes. Guys, we only at 27,000 tips goal, guys. Don't you want to see the glasses? That's his 3-day weekend plan. My 3-day weekend plan is work, work, work. But then also, hang out with my friends. Go to barbecue. Go swimming. Drink. Food. Watch whatever's on TV at the time. Fallout, I finished it as far as, because what I was told is, like, once you blow up the Institute and all that, after that it's just defend this town, defend this town, defend this town, defend this camp, defend this camp, defend this town. And it's just that ad nauseum forever. But Spider-Man might be tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but it might be tomorrow or Sunday. Definitely won't be Monday, but it might be tomorrow or Sunday. We'll wait and see. With that, let you go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day, one hell of a weekend. Enjoy yourself, guys.